about that they want to chase a bag but stay at home and nag. Then when you ask them what they need, they say less talking, more opinions, no prayers with division. You ask me, y'all need to focus more on revision, rely less on television. How you want a future you have no vision? This world is just like fiction. What we need is more talking, less opinions, more prayers with no division. Before you come up with a conclusion, giving people false illusions, pick up a book, do your research, learn your history before you end up in a ditch making history. Division and religion isn't working. The only way to show God our faith and love is through our actions. Our convictions is the only thing that really unite us. One God, one nation, different beliefs. There's words that can't fly with the wind. There's insults that are not violent. Meanwhile, while you're home to them, they're killing you on the inside. If I was to tell you that I didn't hurt, I would be lying. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that there's truths that lie, especially when they're telling you that they're indifferent? Getting shoved to the side because you're different. There's a hug out there someone didn't receive today. Probably because of what was said about them yesterday. Probably because of the way they was dressed today. Not realizing that the one that they hate could be the one that saves their day. But you know what? Thanks to them, it's another day in history where you get to flip the pages to your book and speak your story. And Lord, it's unholy. But you know what hurts the most? As I walk down the street and I see how easily we're divided. When we all should be united. One body, one mind, one soul, a million talents. Lord, without you, we're all divided. Forgive them, Lord, for they don't know any better. They don't know that there's someone out there that loves them. Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble day. I hope all of y'all continue to have a blessed and humble day. Go ahead, baby. She want to say hi.
Hi.
So I'm on here trying, I'm just getting on here for a minute before I take my daughter to school. I'm just, today's topic is random topics. The link is there if anybody want to join. Listen, before I get anything started, let me address this, right? So apparently, a lot of people, I'm not going to say a lot, a few people have a problem with the way I run my channel, right? But see, at the end of the day, I'm not here like I told people. I'm not here to beef. I'm not here to start no drama. I'm not here for none of that. No, mamas, can you go over there and keep on what you was doing? Thank you. I gotta turn the light on? All right, if I gotta turn the light on, I'm gonna turn this cam on. All right, so my bad. This channel is not a drama channel. I made this channel because I had a message, right? I'm not here trying to be no Hassan Campbell. I'm not here trying to clout chase. I ain't here doing none of that. Shorty came on here because when I first started, I came on here to speak about putting cameras into our schools, into each and every one of our classrooms. I didn't come on here for beef. I didn't come here for none of that. I'm not here to make no plays. I'm really here to give a message, to have the, how can I say, to try to reach the youth. So at the end of the day, listen, I don't mind goofing. I don't mind the roasting. I don't mind none of that shit. Listen, man, I be telling people I love comedy. Like, my big pops put me on to Corey Holcomb, and it's crazy as shit ever since. It's like I looked at comedy different. But my point is, right, if y'all have a problem with people that are bringing positive messages, right, there are a lot of platforms here on YouTube that like the beef, that like the bull. So why is it that y'all come across people that actually have a message, that actually, how can I say it, want the youth to, take another route? I mean, I'm somebody that doesn't want to keep seeing kids, I don't want to keep building caskets no bigger than 3 feet. I'm somebody that wants our kids' voice to be heard. Our youth, hold on 1 second, I just clicked on something I should have. Our youth, their voice deserves to be heard. Like, at the end of the day, us, the adults, right, those that are above the age of 21, have a voice, right? A voice that we could put out there, a voice that these kids, at the end of the day, they can speak up. But it's us. It's us who represent them. It's us who fight for them. It's us who fight for what they need, for their rights, and much more. Well, I gotta take this camera off real quick so I can focus. So I don't understand what the problem is with people. Listen, like I said, plenty of channels out here that is for the stuff that have plays, that they'll sit here, that they don't have a problem with the subscribers, making stuff up, going along to get along. But at the end of the day, this is not the platform for that, right? I'm going to react to my videos. I'm going to keep doing the podcast. People are more than welcome to come up and speak. I want y'all to speak. Listen, at the end of the day, I never know if somebody out here speaking up for something or, saying something could probably help me out when I'm out here in my community speaking up, when I'm out here asking for resources and much more. So those are the reasons why I started my channel. And even though I also started with the idea of, it first started off as a rec center, as time passed by, I've been, taking classes, taking courses, been, taking, people have been training me. Now I am going to get trained to become an advocate. I am going to do that because at the end of the day, everybody already sees me as a child advocate. I'm somebody that speaks to the kids, listens to them, see what they need, and much more. Like I told y'all, I'm gonna start doing them little videos. It's getting a little cold, so whatever kid is willing to speak up and speak their mind and say what it is that they want to say, how they feel, what they think is going on, what do they think to help us, change. Because at the end of the day, they got to be heard too. Like, we're sitting here saying we're going to make changes, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, right? Same way we want the government to hear our voice, they have a voice too. And us, the adults, need to sit here and get our priorities on check. Because what's funny is, I'm gonna sit here, right? Even though I started off with this, like, I'm not gonna bash nobody. I ain't gonna curse nobody out. I've been working on, trying not to curse, even though it comes out a lot, especially when I get real passionate about a topic or a situation. I'm working on it and I'm getting there. But my whole point is, right, these little kids are really looking up to us. Like, these little girls out here, let me tell y'all something, right? It's a little off topic, but I want y'all to really, really hear what I gotta say. And I want a lot of y'all parents to really hear what a shorty has to say. I have 2 sons and a daughter, right? And I treat all my 3 kids, I treat all of them equal. I treat each and every one of them the same. If neither one of them want to fess up for something that happened, all 3 of them get in trouble. Like, a lot of y'all know my story. Y'all know what's happened with my oldest. I want to give a shout out to, his aunt, his dad's sister, which, came into the picture. Right now I can call her my superhero because she's helping me out with him. So right now she's here, she's helping me out. That's what you call family. That's what you call teamwork. That's what you call letting a village help. But you can't just let everybody help. Trust me on that one. That's a topic maybe for later on or for another live. Because like I said, I'm going to take my daughter to school in a minute. But listen, this is for y'all mothers out here. Real quick. I want y'all to really listen. Pay attention to your daughters. All right? Because me personally, I am going through this right now. I'm going through a situation where these little girls don't seem to know their place. Little girls, they don't seem to know their goddamn place. Like, y'all 12, 11 years old, 10, 13 years old, out here chasing these little boys. Talk about having sex, acting like y'all in your 20s, acting like, like y'all already been there. And what's crazy is, let me let y'all in a little secret. A lot of these little girls are still virgins. I wish they would want to stay like that. But you want to know what changes their minds? I had a conversation with a couple girls the other day because I got fed up. I got tired. The first time I had snap. Well, the first time I didn't snap. Let me retract that. I talked to them the first time like a parent should, but the little girls didn't listen. So the second time they got out of pocket, they disrespected my child, and shit had to get resolved. We had to get the parents involved and much more. But the third time, right? I'm sitting here and I'm letting these little young ladies know that this is not the way that you should be playing with these little boys out here. Like, if you want respect, you gotta earn that respect, right? Let me let y'all know this. Y'all are not going to get respect by throwing yourselves out to these little boys. By sitting here and getting mad when y'all get no for an answer. When a little boy wants to move and do what they gotta do, y'all want to sit here and be all up in these little boys' faces and not giving yourself respect. You know what's crazy? When I ask these little girls why they do this, they do it because they see the older people do it. They see the older women do it. Us women talk about women empowerment and women leadership. We should be out here teaching these little girls, talking to these little girls. Even if it's not your daughter, you could take a minute and sit here and have a positive conversation with this little girl and probably change her way of thinking. Probably guide her into the right path. You don't even know. See, a lot of y'all think that these kids don't listen. Y'all forget that these kids, we was them at one point. And what's crazy is that if we thought we had it hard when we was young, what do y'all think these kids have now? Right? They have it hard too. They have a life outside of our life. And it's like a lot of people are sitting here thinking that because they did this, these kids are going to do it too. It ain't like that. See, what y'all not seeing is that y'all teaching these kids that. And y'all sitting here wondering why these kids are doing this and why these kids are doing that. Why? Because we're teaching them, we're showing them, we're giving them this behavior. And we're not telling them no better. Let me see something. Let me see if I can find a video. Hold on. Because this little boy from Philly, I gotta give him a shout out. Was it here on, I think it was on TikTok. Hold on, I'm about to show y'all something. Hey, stop the cam. Oh, I don't got the TikTok out. Let me bring TikTok out. Her dad is supposed to bring her Dunkin' Donuts. That's why she's asking you, baby. Let's see. There we go. Philly, that's a place. Now, I don't know if y'all can see this real quick. Hold on, let me look at my screen before. All right, y'all can see this. Yo, I want y'all to look at this real quick, right? Listen to what this young boy is saying. Place where I was born at, on the north side. Philly, that's the place where I was born at, on the north side. Where the lights never on that. We window shop before we really shop. We can't afford that. They ban the laws. They telling all the girls you can't afford that. 300 murders. And it's still counting. Shit is serious. My young at 12, you could have murdered. Ain't scared of it. You see from North Philly where you never see some scary shit. He died with a frown on his face. He can't say nobody said kids killing kids. Nobody raising them. Sidewalks, all the playgrounds. Nobody plays them. He couldn't aim. He caught a half a kill. They still was praising him because all the shots he threw, they hit his back and that disabled him. When I was young, we played freeze tag and had fun. You can't move until somebody touch you. Then it's lit again. Nowadays, they still play tag. Oh, the switches, don't believe you. When they tag you, you ain't never gonna be in again. Really been through pain, but it won't break me. I'm a fighter. Ever lose a friend and grow around this kid that look just like him? Ever stole inside of stores for winter coat because if you fighting? Ever walk 20 blocks for $10 for some diapers? I know a youngin' played basketball. His mom loved him. That was her only child, so when he died, she started stressing. Philly, that's the place where I was. Yeah. I'm about to play that back for y'all real quick. Because on the north side, where the lights was never on that. Philly. Shout out Philly HP, representing HP, North Philly, baby. I'm from North Philly. Shout out to this young boy because he put, this shit is crazy. He put pain into lyrics. Listen to what he is saying.
Philly, that's the place where I was born at. On the north side, where the lights was never on at. We window shop before we really shop. We can't afford that. They ban the laws. They telling all the girls you can't afford that. 300 murder. And it's still counting. Shit is serious. My young at 12, used to the murder. Ain't scared of it. Cause he from North Philly where you barely see some scary shit. Died with a friend on his face. Yeah, serious. Nobody say kids killing kids. Nobody raising them. Sidewalks, all the playgrounds. Nobody plays them. He couldn't aim. He caught a half a kill. They still was praising him. Cause all the shots he threw, they hit his back and that disabled him. When I was young, we played freeze tag and had fun. You can't move until somebody touch you. Then it's lit again. Nowadays, they still play tag. But with switches, and believe me, when they tag you, you ain't never gonna be in it again. Really think you can, but it won't break me. I'm a fighter. Ever lose a friend and grow up around this kid that looked just like them? Ever stole inside of stores for winter coat because if you fighting? Ever walked 20 blocks for $10 for some diapers? I know it.
Facts. Ever walk 10 blocks with $10 for some diapers? Because them diapers cost. And we got babies having babies. And this is coming from somebody that was a baby having a baby. Like, y'all not listening. I'm not speaking just to speak.
Which one do you like more?
You know, a youngin' played basketball, his mom loved him. That was her only child, so when he died, she started stressing. Philly, that's the place where I was.
Oh, yeah.
Which one do you want?
But that's crazy, yo. Y'all see it, right? He said Philly. Listen, man. He said it where you have babies having babies. And I feel like that's something that's worldwide. It's not something that's just happening in Philly. It's happening everywhere. You can go to Atlanta and it's happening. You can go to Louisiana and it's happening. You can go to Washington, D.C. and it's happening. You can go to Ohio, it's happening. You can go to the UK and it's happening. It doesn't matter where you go. You got babies having babies. And that's the problem that we're having right now. And nobody's teaching them. Nobody. Okay, we didn't have a guide. You see where I'm coming from? Our parents didn't have a guide. You don't have a manual to raise these kids. But at the end of the day, back then, people want to bring up ancestors. People want to bring this. People want to bring up that. Back then, at least they had what you call the village. Y'all ever heard of that phrase? And I use it a lot. It takes a village to raise our kids. It takes a village, and it doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and every day leave my neighbor watching my child. It doesn't mean that I'm going to leave my every day. I'm going to just go out and party and leave, this person watching my child. No, man, we got to take responsibility. Half these kids don't know how to cook. Half these kids are fucking jump when the fucking frying pan goes. Like, come on. It's some facts. Half these kids are scared of the oven. They think that shit's going to come to life. Half these kids don't know how to change the oil in the car. Half these kids don't know how to wipe it. That's right. Hey, how you doing?
No.
You all right? You gonna have fun in school today?
No.
No?
No.
Why? What you don't like about school, baby girl?
Skating.
What he do?
He's a bully.
He's a bully? Tell me.
He scraped me with a stick.
He scraped me with his stick?
He pushed me.
You know, mommy and daddy told you we're gonna go up to the school and talk to them, right? To the principal and to the teachers. We have to. Because if this little kid keep disrespecting you, we have to talk to his parents and deal with the situation. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Go over there, baby.
What?
Go over there, because you keep getting dirty and put your shoes on before your dad comes. Come on.
What?
Tell me.
I'm a kid that's afraid of nothing.
What? Oh, you're a kid that's afraid of nothing. Huh?
The kids are afraid of you.
Oh, the kids are afraid of me. I hope they're afraid of me. I don't want them not to be afraid of me. Let them be afraid of me. But yeah. So these are random topics. Like I said, I'm gonna be talking about different things. Y'all more than welcome to give y'all perspective. Y'all more than welcome to give y'all opinion. Like I said, the link is pinned up down below. But yeah, I was talking about this is crazy. Everything that I'm seeing out here, I'm listening to these kids, yo. Yeah, but young Riz, listen, man, it's understandable. We know why you have issues using the stove and stuff like that. You in the spectrum. See, that's going to be a topic for another live because I could really talk about kids that are in the spectrum and go into details. And I could really have deep conversations with parents about the kids in the spectrum. Listen, I went through it with my child. I went through my ups and I went through my downs with my oldest child, and he's in the spectrum. And listen, regardless of anything, that's something else that I wanted to talk about today, right? Hmm? Yeah, go sit down. That's another thing that I wanted to about today, right? Listen, was this on YouTube that I saw this video, or was it on TikTok again? Right? Hold on, let me see one second. I might have been here on TikTok. Let me see. Because it's crazy. I felt this man's pain. I'm going to really sit here and tell y'all I felt this man's pain. Now, let me just find the video real quick. Talking into it. Like, while I'm looking for the video, let me ask y'all a question. Oh, did I save it? Because I feel like I'm going further down. Hold on 1 second. All right. While I'm looking for the video, let me ask y'all a question, right? If your child was to disrespect you, right, would you give them a second chance? Would you sit here? Would you like go in front of a judge and give up your rights? Or would you do what I did, like, let the aunt intervene and try to help out to see if things work out? Would you sit here and say, fuck it, press charges on your child and let him get arrested or her get arrested? Here we go. I found the video. Now, if your child had the choice, because I'm asking two questions, right? Touchy situation, right? I'm asking two questions. Now, for the first question, like I just said, would you give your child another chance in your life, in your house, if your child was to disrespect you or raise their hand at you, right? If your child was to disrespect you or raise their hand at you, would you give them another chance in your house and in your life? Or would you give them a life lesson, take them out? Would you do what I did? Try to seek help, right? Because you can't let them back in the house. Not that you don't want them back in the house, right? And sometimes there's a lot of parent situations like this, they have to kick the kid out. But I feel as though I can't kick my son out. I had to try to seek and find help. So I came in accordance with the aunt. I came with an agreement and she's helping me out. She's with him over there, right? So I took help for my son. Would you seek help for your child? Would you throw your child out? Or would you say, fuck it, let the system help deal with him? What would you do as a parent if your child was to disrespect you? Right? Now, my other question is, if your child had the option, right? Because you and your spouse are having problems and you had to go to court and they gave your child the option to stay either with you or the father. And you know what's crazy? Let me start this over. I want to ask this to a lot of fathers out here, fathers. I'm gonna say it more to the fathers, and then I'm gonna ask the same question to the moms, right? If you was going through a situation where you and your spouse had to separate, right? And now y'all going through custody issues and stuff like that, and your child was told, "Do you want your father in your life?" Right? And your child tells you, "Nah, I want stepdad to be my father," right? And you're begging and pleading your child, like, yo, think about it, because if I sign these papers, I can't be in your life, you can't be in mine, yada yada yada. And your child says so. As a man, as a father, and I'm asking a lot of men, like, I don't know, if I have any men on the, grown men that have kids in the chat. I don't know if anybody that catches the replay has any, kids. But as a father, what would you do if your child said, no, I don't want you to be my father. I want my mom's boyfriend, which is the stepdad, to be my father, right? Right? And I don't want you to be a part of my life. And you sit here and you sign them papers and say, okay. And then you go through what you go through hell because losing a child, that's like losing a child. You can't see your child no more, right? And you go through whatever you have to go through and then have to pick yourself right back up. Years later, 15, maybe 20, 24 years later, your child pops up at the door knocking. Your offspring, I'm going to say it, your offspring comes knocking at the door saying that they want another chance in your life. And they're doing this because their mother passed away. What would you as a father do in that situation? Would you tell them no, they're not allowed back in your life? Or would you sit here and give them another opportunity, another chance in your life? I want y'all to listen to this. You're not supposed to be sorry. Go sit down, my love. Hold on, let me mute this. Let me play this.
Do you guys think I should let my first biological son and my
Sorry, I was trying to take me off mute.
son? He come to my house, he had friends in my neighborhood, and he enjoyed being around my family. I thought everything was great. But when my son turned 11, he stopped wanting to come over. It was at that time when his mom had got a new boyfriend. He was pretty well off. So I know he wanted to take them on trips and do fun things on the weekends. So at first I ain't making no fuss about it. I ain't even argue about it. I went mad. But 6 months had passed by and I was maybe only seeing my son once a month on the weekend. After 9 months, he stopped coming completely. I couldn't see him at all. So for 3 months, I was calling, trying to chase him down, begging to see my son, but to no avail. So thankfully, my family helped me, and I got a lawyer. That way I can sue for parental alienation. I lost the case. I sued and lost. And on top of that, the judge ordered me to pay more child support. As I'm leaving the court, her lawyer comes up to me and he says, "We'll drop the child support if you sign away your rights." And I said, "No, I flat out refuse. I'm not signing away the rights of my son. That's my best friend. I love my son." Then the lawyer said, "This is your ex and your son's decision."
Shout out to them real fathers out there. Shout out to them real pappies out there.
So what? My son decided that? The lawyer said, "Yeah." So I said, "Let me speak to my son alone." At first, my ex didn't agree. But then she agreed as long as both our lawyers could be there, her lawyer and my lawyer, while I was talking to my son. I talked to my son. I asked him, did he really want me to sign away my rights? He said, yeah. I was like, wait. You don't understand. If I sign this, that'll mean I won't be your dad anymore. And you won't be able to come around me or my family. And he looked at me as if he was asking me the time. He said, yeah. So I was shattered. I finally asked again. I said, what? Are you sure you want me to sign this away? And he said, yeah. He said he wanted my ex's boyfriend to be his dad. I signed the papers that day. It broke me. And from that day until 2 days ago, he never spoke to me or my family again. And literally,
That almost killed me. After that, I started drinking, and I started to drink a lot. I'd be drunk for weeks. I'd probably still be drinking right now if it wasn't for that final one day where I was drinking and I passed out and I aspirated on my own vomit. I wouldn't even be here right now if it wasn't for the mailman delivering a package to my neighbor that day. She was delivering the package and saw me through the window choking on my own vomit. She called 911 and I was saved. Yeah, I spent 2 weeks in the hospital. But after that, after I got out of the hospital, I went back home. I went back home and I worked on myself and for 4 years, including therapy and going to the gym and working out. I was finally able to let it all go. I moved on with my life. And about 6 years after I moved back home, I met this amazing woman. She had an 11-year-old kid at the time. And I can't lie. At first, I was a little standoffish toward her, but the kid was amazing, caring, and loving. You can't help but fall in love with the kid. And when he turned 18, he asked me to adopt him. And that was the proudest day of my life. Him and his mom really saved me. They saved my life. Now, I'm a proud father of an 18-year-old adopted boy who's in the Marines, a 4-year-old boy, and an 18-month-old baby girl. I'm even doing better at work. I'm doing pretty good for my life right now for me and my family. I went from being a man that no one can love to a man with a loving family. I survived. I'm a survivor. Now, about 3 weeks ago, I was at work in my office when I received a call. It was my ex sister in law. She had called me to inform me that my ex passed away. I simply said, okay, and hung up. I ain't saw or talked to these people in 14 years. I don't care what's going on with them. I don't want to know. Shortly after, I was at home getting ready to leave with my family, and I get a knock on my door. I could recognize him through the glass. It was my first biological offspring. I opened the door and he said, "Hi, Dad, it's your son." I said, "No, it's not. I have two sons, and you're neither one of them. Now, can you please leave my property?" He just sat there looking dumbfounded. I shut the door, and after a while, he left. And shortly after that, I put out a text to my whole entire family, letting them know he was lurking around. I also let them know that anyone who has contact with him, I will cut them off completely. It's been 14 years. 14 years. He wasn't there when I was sitting by my mom on her deathbed and she was begging to see that child. He wasn't there when I had a machine breathing for me because I was about to die. Because of him. No. I learned in therapy that he had the right to make his own decision. I also learned that I have the right to make my own decision. And my decision was to cut him out and move on, just like he wanted. Cut him off and move on, not have him a part of my family. So he has no right to try to come back into my life or come back around me and my family. I don't owe him or his family anything. And my family, my in-laws agree with me. They're saying nothing good can come out of this. He's 26 years old now. He was 12 years old when he made that decision. But to be honest, I don't care if he was 12 or 200, because he's the one that made that call. And if you could look in his face, if you could have saw the look in his face when he said, "Yeah, so," you'd have known right then that he didn't give a damn about me. So I had to stop giving a damn about him to survive. Now all of a sudden, his mom's passed away, and now I'm up to bat. I'm up to par. He doesn't have the right to try to come to my house and ambush me and act like he's something to me. And it turns out my sister is the one that gave him and my ex-sister-in-law my contact information. She's inconsolable that I won't forgive the kid. Apparently, after he left my house, he called her, broke down crying. I stopped her right there and I told her I don't care. Now she's begging me to have a meeting with this kid, saying do it for our mother and my mother's sake, knowing my mom was on her deathbed, crying out for this kid. So I come here and ask you, is there anything good that could come out of a meeting with this kid? Do you guys think I should let my
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy, yo. Like, as a father, I would, you mean, as a father, you hear me? As fathers out there, if y'all was in this man's shoes, if y'all was put in his situation, what would y'all do? Me, I could speak as a mother. Like, my son didn't want to be here. So at the end of the day, you know, he wanted to be with his aunt. So we signed the papers. He still has a door to come see me. I'm his mom. I love him. Nothing in this world can sit here and take the love that I have for my child. You see where I'm coming from? I don't hate him. I'm not gonna fight with him like he's somebody from the streets. He made the decision that he made, yes. So he has to, when he hits a certain age, he's gonna have to learn how to live on his own. Especially if his aunt and his uncle won't be there to provide for him. God forbid it. I don't want nothing bad to happen. But at the end of the day, as a mother, I feel as though like my son made his bed. He made his choice. He made his bed. He got to lay in it. Like, I fought for him. Like, I did a lot. I did everything that I could as a mother. I protected him. I raised him. I taught him. I gave him love. I taught him a lot of things. So at the end of the day, I did my job. So as a parent, I'm not going to sit here and hold him back. Like, you 17 years old. You're about to be 17 when we was making all these decisions and everything that was happening. I didn't have no services here for him. I couldn't get him the proper services at all because of the situations that are happening with the HIPAA laws and everything down here in Philadelphia. I know it's in other cities that it's happening too. So listen, at the end of the day, like I said, I told a lot of parents, like I've been asked that question, like, would you let your son back? He can come back into my house. My doors are always open. He needs me. Listen, I'm his mother. He needs advice. I'm his mother. Like, he disrespected me. Yes, I know that. As a parent, should I not let him back in? No. But see, he's going to learn his lesson. I gave him a life lesson right now doing making the decision that I made. Can't nobody change that decision or say, oh, you're a bad mother for this, you're a bad. No. In reality, a good mother seeks help. So me, I don't feel as though like, yeah, it hurts. I feel hurt deep down. Like, now you gotta sit here, you gotta learn this lesson because at the end of the day, I didn't want you to go out there. Like, God forbid anything happens. This your last chance. You don't got no more chances after this. You mess up in life, you're going behind bars because of a simple mistake that you made when you was 11 years old. This was my conversation with my child. You see, a lot of parents have different. The situation is not the same. See, that was my situation, the situation that I experienced with my son, and I found ways to help him. And at the end of the day, listen, the influence of his grandmother was stronger than mine. So the influence of his friends was stronger than mine. He hit an age where, you know, it's crazy that regardless of him having the situation that he has, the condition that he has, by law, he still can make allegedly his own decisions, but still needs my signature. See the hypocrisy in that shit. Like, at 17, a lot of these kids don't know what they want or what they even really need. They still figuring it out. They still figuring out who they want to be, where they want to go in life, what they want to do, who they want to become. Like, and I'm not saying like another person. What I'm saying is a doctor, a lawyer, officer, a teacher. Listen, man, a librarian, a janitor. It don't matter because we can't sit here and pick for them. A scientist, damn, like somebody that these kids are smart though. Regardless of anything, like that's what made me come up with the idea of getting this um community center up and open because a lot of the programs that exist are good, right? But we need to put more. We need to bring more. We need to motivate these kids. We need to show them that there's another way. Sorry, 7:58. So I mean, there's different ways we could do this, but we're making excuses as adults. We really are, and I'm really tired of hearing that. There's too many adults making excuses with so many programs out here, with so many resources that we have. Like, it's crazy. But before I end up, switching topics or anything, that's a question that I would love to ask the men out here. If y'all was to go through what this man just went through in this video, what would y'all do? Would y'all let your child back in your life after they become, a grown ass person? Same thing goes for moms. What would y'all do if y'all was put in a situation where your child said he didn't want to be with you? Like, and it's like, damn, that shit hurts. Like, you my best friend. But see, I don't want people to get it wrong though. So like motherfuckers out here be thinking, oh, you said friend, best friend. No, the concept of best friend is, listen, man, we told each other everything. Between me and my kids, there's no secrets. They got my shoulder to lean on. Listen, my ears are always open to hear what they gotta say, and I'm gonna always be here to give that advice to them. I'm a mother before I'm a friend. I'm a mother before I'm a woman, and that's where a lot of these women out here. I'm not even gonna call a lot of these. Oh my God, these are grown grown women, and these are grown little girls in a woman's body. That's what a lot of these females are. Like, don't sit out here. Stop thinking that it's cute to smoke with your child. Stop thinking that it's cute to sit out here and be twerking on these videos with your kid. Like, let them listen to the music that they really like. These kids growing up do like these kids, the kid music that's out there. But you know what's crazy? We grew up on a different type of cartoons that nowadays the internet has messed up. And a lot of y'all haven't noticed it. See, shout out to them parents out there that have noticed, because it's crazy, right? A lot of these cartoons have changed. They're not the same. They're giving out the wrong message. Dora on the internet now, listen, is grown, gets pregnant, aborts babies, a whole lot of shit. Peppa Pig is not the same on the internet. Um, Everything has changed. Hold on, I was looking for this little video of this young boy. He was funny as hell, but it's true though. Like, I want y'all to look at this real quick.
Nah.
It's funny because I get what the young boy is coming from with his message. And listen, it's a young boy trying to put a message out there his way. So shout out to this young boy. Yo, StreamYard messing with me right now? Yeah, StreamYard really messing with me right now. Shout out to this young boy.
Hey, you put y'all boys on, man. Yeah, sauce that motherfucker up. I was a girl in the village doing alright. Then I became a princess overnight. I know you see that bridge right there, Dora. It's right there.
Yo, Bubble Guppy was my John. Yo, I swear to God that John was my John. Damn, I just said that like Rachel, shut up.
Damn. Damn. I know a nigga just like daddy did. You think I can fly the world?
See the science kid? What? Yo, that's another John.
I wanna know why. That's why you didn't
Ruby, y'all remember that, y'all? Hey, yo, you know what was another John? Hey, it's Franklin coming over here.
But real shit though, Shorty. You been real quiet since.
See, I think when they started making Doc Mustafa's and that, when they stopped making the Mustafa's, because yo, I haven't seen a new Doc Mustafa yet. And all these little good cartoons and stuff like that, they came up with this. I don't know what the heck in the internet nowadays. Because listen, man, these cartoons ain't what you think they are nowadays. When they stop making these, childhood stopped existing. They ruined our childhood and our kids' childhood growing up now. Hey.
It's COVID hit though. He also special. Yo. Oh, so special. And I said, what a wonderful time today. All control, all control. We'll be there on the double. Super wide. Super wide. Y'all and daddy for going 20.
Yo, I remember this. It's a beautiful day.
They cried that he had.
I get him. I ain't gonna lie, man. Caillou did get on my nerves every time he sat here and had a whole temper tantrum. And I would turn Caillou off when I was a teenager. My little brothers and sisters was watching. I'm like, yo, let's sit down and watch the Magic School Bus instead.
Right on the Magic School Bus. Nah, that ain't.
Yeah, young boy was putting these kids on. Listen, man. See, a lot of people might get offended by what I'm saying, but shit. It's true though. These cartoons don't give out the same message. No. For those of you, hold on one second. Let me see what my baby wants. Some people will always have a place in my heart, but not in my life.
Hey, yo, Flory, turn me up.
Because when I tell you that it hurts, it hurts. Envy in your eyes, yet you want trust. Can't tell if you're an enemy or a friend. I mean, back then when I was naive, now I'm older, some say wiser. I'm no fool. I'm only a friend when convenient. Took a while to understand that what was real would never leave. Only when you're in pain and alone, you know who you can really depend on. You say you a friend, where were you when I needed a hand? Shit, you was following a trend. A friend ain't nothing but $1 in your pocket when the money gone, so are they. And they say a friend in need is a friend indeed. You watched as I drown, now I'm getting around while you in the dog pound. Shit. It's funny how karma has a tendency of bringing things back around. It's not funny when the one you look up to is the one wearing the crown. You nothing but a clown. What you need to do is bring that ass back around town. And like Deja says, smack a nigga with an open hand. Alright, my bad, y'all. Alright, but the whole point of this is, listen, man, we need to speak to our kids. People, like, we need to speak to our little girls. Because like I was telling y'all, listen, man, if we don't talk to our kids about hashtag mental health, one, we're going to have serious problems. Y'all, listen, man, I don't know what's going on in the heads of a lot of people, but listen, we're having a lot of issues with the bullying. We're having a lot of issues with kids not listening, being disrespectful, being rude. And you know what's crazy though? It's a battle. I'm seeing it here in Philadelphia, and I know that a lot of y'all seeing it in other cities and states too. It's a battle between the kids and the old heads. Like, and then there's a battle between the people my age, probably a little younger, probably a little older, and these old heads. And I'm saying here, I'm like, yo, growing up, I can really say I respected these old heads. These old heads ain't like they used to be. Like, these real G's don't exist no more. The real old heads don't exist no more. I can't sit here and say old head to nobody in reality, because these people, these ladies, these men in their 50s and their 60s are acting like they in their 20s and their 30s. No, fuck that. Scratch that shit off. They acting like they're my daughter and they in fucking first and second grade. Like, I'm really not understanding this shit. You got these moms out here wanting to be best friends with their kids. And I mean best friends, like they want to sit here and they want to dress like them. They want to party like them. They want to look better than them. They want to steal their boyfriend. You got dads out here trying to steal their sons' girlfriends. And it's crazy because I could go vice versa. Like, sons and daughters and sons trying to steal moms and dads' boyfriends and girlfriends. Like, this shit is like, I feel like, daughter, can you go over there, please? Thank you. Grown up conversation. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Daddy won't answer me.
He'll be here soon, baby. Just after you just ate them beefaronis? You hungry?
That was last night.
That was not last night. 6 o'clock in the morning was not last night. I keep telling you, that's morning time. Just because it's dark outside doesn't mean that it's dark. I mean, that it's night. The sun still got to come out. It's okay. I told you he's coming and he's going to get you the platter, so relax. You just ate 2 hours ago. Beefaronis are there for breakfast. When kids do that, like, yeah, like, come on, man. I hate when they do that shit. Hold on 1 second. I can't see if I got any comments. So I don't know if anybody's on here. So I had to go back real quick. I don't know why my streaming is doing that. I'm supposed to be able to see my comments. All right. But yeah, like I was saying, like these kids ain't our friends like that. We chill with our friends like that. We drink, we smoke with our friends. We don't chill and drink with our kids and sit here and do these explicit things that these parents are doing nowadays, which I'm not understanding. Like, and y'all want to sit here and fall back and be like, what's going on? I'm wondering what's wrong with my child. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Like, yo, all these things are happening because y'all being irresponsible. Y'all, I don't know if it's that y'all didn't get a chance to live your childhood or what, but it's like y'all living your life through your kids. Y'all living whatever it is that y'all wanted or wanted to be or wanted to do through your kids. What the hell just happened to my StreamYard? Something stop. Hold on, something just happened to my StreamYard. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Oh, there we go. All right. So a lot of us is living our life. I'm not saying me. I'm just speaking in general. And if the shoe fits, wear that itch. 1 second. 1 second. Listen, this is a poem that I wrote not so long ago, right? And it relates to a lot of what I'm speaking and stuff like that. And like I said, look, listen, I don't want nobody to get lost. These are random topics, and even though I'm hopping here and hopping there, it all goes hand in hand if you listen carefully to what I am saying. Like, all this shit is crazy. Look, listen, I want to read this before I keep going. This is something I wrote not so long ago. It says, having a good heart is a curse. The more you do good, the more you see people's true colors. I think God is confused. Does he not know I'm in the wrong generation? Everything nowadays is backwards. It's like the devil is winning. Everyone's just lusting, killing, and being greedy. They only want power. What they don't know is that the devil can't win this war. In the end, a pure heart will rise while a dark heart dies. Please don't call yourself a friend. While I understand your pain, my pain means nothing to you. You don't you don't play with people's feelings. Karma has a habit of biting people in the ass, and you sit and wondering why is everything going wrong in your life. I have to dance with the devil to survive, but it's God I'm listening to. It's God I'm walking and talking to. You can't wrong those that haven't wronged you. Do something good for once, and you will rise faster than stabbing that one real person in the back and not seeing them again. Learn the meaning of loyalty before you say you have it. Don't do or say something to someone that you don't want done to you. You never know if one day you'll be walking in the shoes of the person you just judged. Watch your surroundings. You will be able to see who's real, and if you can't, time will tell. The pain you feel is God trying to warn you. And it's crazy, like, yo, I wrote this a little while ago. Lessons series as Virgo. And here's another one. They asked why I put my heart under lock and key and put that shield up. All I can say is that I learned that love is not your friend, and those that are family or call themselves friends are not real. The last person you expect to put that knife in your back, I've been asked to understand someone's situation and got judged by the same mouths I fed. Now I'm the one asking, how can you call yourself my homie, but in the same breath bring me down, talk about me behind my back, yet all I've done is support you. You tell me, what would you do when everyone around you is fake? I learned to tell the difference and appreciate those that really care for me. I realized that no matter how much good you do, you will always be hated by the one person that admires and looks up to you. Judged by many, also loved by millions. So as long as I live, I trust no one but God. And it's crazy. Like we're too busy judging people. We're too busy lusting. We're too busy being greedy, too busy being focused on the next person's pockets, on what they drive, how they look. Like we're trying to be other people instead of trying to be ourselves, instead of trying to better ourselves. And what's crazy is that our kids is watching. They're looking right through the little, they looking right through the window, through the little hole on the door. They're looking right underneath the door and everything. They're watching everything we do, everything we say, and they're imitating it. They're repeating it. But we don't care. Why? Because at that moment, nothing else matters but what? I. But how about these kids? Growing up, I heard so many people say, I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to make a change. I hear so many people trying to be Malcolm. But you know what's crazy? The difference between Malcolm and you? Those people that are trying to be Malcolm, he was ready to die for what he believed in. The same way I am willing to die for what I believe in. He stood 10 toes down on what he believed in. And that's the crazy part. Everybody want to say they want to be like Malcolm, but why y'all give up? Did he give up? He ain't give up. That's the messed up part about it, yo. Everybody talk about our ancestors, about, our grandparents that passed away that did something, but what are we doing? Why are we sitting here? Why are we waiting for it to be handed to us? Why aren't we getting up? Why are we not making that stand? Why are we not speaking up? When it comes to these schools, why aren't there enough parents talking? Why aren't there enough parents protesting, as y'all want to call it? Why aren't there enough parents up in these schools when these situations are happening? But yet you want to have them ratchet parents out here talk about, oh, we don't got what we need. Our kids, our kids, that. I could just keep going. But at the end of the day, what are you doing? You're expecting for the government to solve our problem when it should be us getting up. It's called We the People. We the People is not supposed to be a cult. We the People is not supposed to be an army. It's supposed to be us, the people, speaking up against the legislators. Let me show y'all one more thing. Y'all forget what we was taught, right? And it's crazy because we've had it in front of our faces. Let me see, which one is it? Is it this one? Let me show y'all something real quick, man. I love this man, and it's been a while. And I'm so glad they got him back up on TikTok. And as soon as I saw him, I gripped his little Jones up.
Back to
Mommy, I can't do this like this. Thank you. All right, so I'm about to share y'all the screen with y'all. And maybe his song, his little verse on TikTok, and it's been out for a while. So I know a lot of y'all have probably seen it.
middle school when they told us, back in middle school when they told us it was three branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. None of them three people make no laws. They just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news
something that I've been saying for the longest, but people want to say, yo, shorty, you tripping, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. But I read. I'm learning myself something every day. Yes, I know what I said. I'm learning myself something. I'm teaching myself. I'm educating myself. I'm out there doing my research.
She tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put a throne. We was all Saudi at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We got to focus on the legislative branch. They the ones that make the laws. They the ones right how much food stamp money you get on the call. People that wanted to help us, wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Because we didn't even know their name, we didn't know their face, we didn't know it all. Congress, State house, that's legislative. They make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do. Okay, y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't never even go to those. The Congress take a raise minimum wage, but we ain't.
That's been on the song for years. Shout out to I forgot his name. I really do. And the boy that just uploaded this song is not him. So shout out to him for even putting this out here in lyrics, because I've been saying it for the longest. We out here worrying about the president. We don't even go out here and vote. We vote. Like, yo, there's more votes than just the president. You vote for the DAs, you vote for the governor, you vote for the listen, I can just keep going. Right now, my head is going in circles trying to like get the names out there. But y'all get my point. Hopefully, a lot of y'all know what I'm saying. And those of y'all, listen, put them down in the chat, because there's a lot of them. You need to go out here. We are the people. We should be going out there speaking up, but we're not. We're sitting down expecting for shit to come to us.
Even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress.
Well, we don't vote for people. We don't vote for none of them, guys. And that's what messes me up in the head. Y'all want, but don't none of us get up and do what we gotta do. I'm saying this, I go to these meetings and I'm listening to everything that's going on. And it's crazy, right? Because I'm a block captain. I'm supposed to be leading this block, right? And I could only get a lot of people together when it's time to get the resources and stuff like that. Like, it's fucked up to say it. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you can get a lot of people together when it's time to clean up the block, when it's time to do a block party and shit like that. But when it's time to go over there, we need speed bumps. We need this. Well, we need more people to speak up, because at the end of the day, as one person, do y'all know that I have to sit here, speak to these people, and then these people have to sit here and get an order from a judge to get even an alleyway cleaned, to put speed bumps into our blocks in our neighborhoods. If we want to sit here and, for example, if I want to ask for me to have 20 recycle bins out there and can't nobody remove them, and to have like maybe 2 or 3 trash bins out there, the real big ones, like ones they have behind the restaurants and shit like that, the dumpster trucks, dumpster cans, whatever, dumpster trash cans, whatever the fuck they are. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse. Listen, we gotta have like 4 of them in the block, 2 on each corner, right? That would still have to get approved by a judge. So it would be a whole lot faster if everybody in each community would come up and say, yo, listen, we need this. We're tired. This is happening. Blah, 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 blah. Complain. Y'all want to sit here and say all the white people. I don't say white people, because I would say more up the suburbs, where a lot is mixed up now too. Listen, up in the suburbs, you got black people, you got Hispanic people, you got Asian people, you got white people. It's not just all white people no more. But you got them there. And once a lot of people end up in the suburbs, they want to act like they bougie. They want to act like this. But without realizing, listen, let me put y'all on a little secret. A lot of y'all still get housing up there. Get supported by the government and still receive food stamps. The fuck, man? Sorry, I didn't mean to get like that, but yo, some people be tripping. Like, I'm trying to find a video real quick to see if I find what I'm looking for. But shit, man, we should be knowing a lot of stuff when we don't know it. And it's crazy. We want these schools to keep teaching our kids. Yo, I'm to the point, like, if I knew that we was able to come together and unity would last, I would say, fuck it, we need to build our own schools and really teach our kids about our, our tribe, who we are, where we come from. See it, baby, that's nice. I like it. Can you go turn the alarm off on that phone? Please and thank you. I can't find the video right now. Well, there was a video I wanted to show. It's not coming out. Let's see. I can't find the video. But I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from and understand the whole purpose of why I'm saying all this. Like, enough is enough. It's like the more ungrateful and the more appreciative people are. Because y'all don't really want it. Y'all just want to be catered to.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. The rock was landed on us. We were brought here against our will. We were not brought here to be made citizens. We were not brought here to enjoy the constitutional gifts that they speak so beautifully about today. Because we weren't brought here to be made citizens today, now that we've become awakened to some degree and we begin to ask for those things which they say are supposedly for Americans, they look upon us with hostility and unfriendliness. If you're interested in freedom, you need some judo, you need some karate, you need all the things that will help you fight for freedom. Nationalism is the wave of the present and the future. It is nationalism that's bringing freedom to oppressed people all over the world. It was nationalism that brought freedom to the Algerians. It was nationalism that brought freedom to the Nigerians and to the Ghanaians. It was nationalism that brought freedom to the people of Uganda and Tanganyika and Sudan and Somaliland. The Africans didn't get it by sitting in. They didn't get it by waiting in. They didn't get it by singing "We Shall Overcome." They got it through nationalism. And you and I will get it through nationalism. What is it? What is it that makes it difficult for the philosophy of nationalism to spread among the so-called Negroes? Number one, they think they have a stake in America. They think they have an investment in this country, which we do. We invested 310 years of slave labor, 310 years, every day of which your and my mother and father worked for nothing. Not 8 hours a day. There was no union in that day. They worked from sun up until sundown, from can't see in the morning until can't see at night. They never had a day off. And on Sunday, they were allowed to sit down and sing about when they died, they wouldn't be slaves no more. When they died, they wouldn't be slaves no more. They'd go up in the sky, and every day would be Sunday. That's a shame. And it is that 310 years of slave labor that went in, that was my and your contribution into this particular economy and political system.
Now y'all see why I say we want to honor Malcolm so much, but yet we doing the complete opposite. This man gave his life. He sacrificed himself to show us something, and we're doing the complete opposite. I don't know what message y'all got out of what he was doing, but I know I got the right one.
They can give us the back pay. Let's join in. If this is what the Negro wants, let's join in. Let's show him how to struggle. Let's show him how to fight. Let's show him how to bring about a real revolution. Let's make him stop jiving. You don't need a debate. You don't need a filibuster. You need some action. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock.
So I'm not saying, whoa, hold on 1 second. I just got back. My bad. I was on TikTok. Oh, big bro, meal ticket. What up, meal ticket? Yo, I think he's doing that rap on stage now. Is it right, meal ticket? Something like that. Go sub up to meal ticket. Go check him out. Trust me. Got you. All right, so make sure y'all sub up to meal ticket. Trust me, great channel. Yeah, you little prankster. But listen, the whole purpose of this is not to offend anybody. But at the end of the day, what are we doing right now? We saying we want this, we want to do that, we're willing to do that, we're willing to do everything else, but we're not doing it. We're not standing up for these kids the way we're supposed to be standing up for them. We're not fighting for them the way we're supposed to be fighting for them at all. We're too busy worrying about how much better can I be than the next person? How is this celebrity doing? Is this celebrity getting this? Is this celebrity fighting? Is this celebrity beefing? Did they get divorced? Like, worry about what's happening in your community to make a difference, to make a change. Worrying about these celebrities, is not going to get us anywhere. I'm sorry to say it. Like, worrying about who's got more money in their pockets, it's not going to get us nowhere. What we need to do is get our shit together, go out there, grind hard as shit, get our bread up, to like come together, unite, bring programs, bring them ideas out that can help these kids, bring them to the table to bring solutions. But y'all want to sit here and y'all want to beef. Y'all can't even break bread at the same table, and that's the fucked up part about a lot of shit. I wasn't supposed to curse. And now I think I'm at $50,000, my daughter said. So, listen, oh my God. You know, my neck is killing me. My shoulder is killing me. I want to take a minute real quick. I want to get shout out to everybody that's been rocking out with me. Yo, because listen, it's been a month. I ain't been working. I'm stuck at home. Physical therapy. I just started it not so long ago. And whoa. But thank y'all all for rocking out. And trust me, we're going to get back on track with these podcasts and everything. Today I'm doing this because I just wanted to, speak a little bit about what's going on in our community and how I'm seeing that a lot of these parents, instead of coming together, they're too busy beefing with each other. Like, even here on YouTube, you see this shit. Like, I'm tired of that shit. Like, I've had a lot of people come up to me and be like, yo, listen, I'm going to quit. I was thinking about doing this, but I've noticed how I can't get on the chat room. I can't be here because people take stuff the wrong way. I was like, it's like that. It gets here. I was there. I went through it. Like, you can't really give an opinion without somebody, getting emotional, getting in their bag. Like, it's hard to give an opinion. Like, so, but at the end of the day, that don't mean just give up. Keep going. Look, listen, man. When you start your channel, there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna hate. There's gonna be a lot of people that comment shit that don't even have to do with what you're saying or have to do with you. There's gonna be a lot of people bringing some drama to you that have nothing to do with you or putting you in the middle of stuff. Listen, it's gonna happen. Just ignore it. We have to learn how to walk past that shit. Like, pretend like it's not even there, like it didn't even happen, because that shit's gonna get them irritated even more. Like, we cannot acknowledge the people that want to bring us down. Fuck them. The haters. Leave them right where they're at, man. Listen, what you do is you throw them niggas right out the window and you Kobe them motherfuckers into a trash can. For real. Because at the end of the day, people's gonna hate. People's gonna want to see you down. And when you're doing good and when you're being real positive and you are accomplishing the goals that you need to accomplish, you're gonna have a lot of people try to bring you down. You're gonna have a lot of people hate. But you're also gonna have those right there that are by your side, that are rocking out with you. So at the end of the day, if you have a message and you're trying to bring awareness to certain things, don't stop because you're scared of what people are doing. If you are scared and you think that you can't go, then don't do it. But if you start it and you feel as though like people are trying to bring you down because you're positive or you're doing this, listen, yo, keep going. If you really want to do it, it will happen. Where there's a will, so at the end of the day, it's up to us. Like, we're showing these kids everything that these kids are doing, and until we don't get our shit together, guess what's gonna happen? These kids are gonna get worse and worse. We're gonna be building caskets no bigger than 3 feet. We're gonna be building caskets 4 feet, 5 feet. We're gonna be building babies. We're gonna be burying babies, toddlers, and much more. We should be building these caskets for these predators, for these pedophiles, not for our babies. We should be building these caskets for these motherfuckers out here that ain't worth shit. But instead, we're building caskets for our babies, for our kids, for our future. We say these kids are the future, but yet we're killing them. We're throwing them we're throwing them right under the bus and running them right over. We say we care about them. We say we love them. But at the end of the day, what is y'all doing? What is y'all doing? Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta get this phone real quick. Let me put something on for y'all real quick. I didn't think I put on. Here we go. I haven't put this one. They don't talk about us only when there's a crime. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that in this world, with or without money, we're all rich, even the poor? The problem is those that say that I'm reaching out to give a hand and stay they leeching hands is itching, ready to see you missing. Well, thinking what to write, something inside me told me I can freestyle or I can rap. I can go with a rhythm that can make you dance. Tell you what I say on a daily, tell you everything's okay just to avoid dilemma. Or I can simply bring you something positive to the table and warn you of the ongoing problems that we're having. Instead, I have to reach out to my conscience once again as I watch the crime and the violence rise and the kids lose their innocence. Now the concept of forming a home day by day loses its essence. They don't want to hear that. I can't keep my arms crossed in front of the system. If I don't do something, I'm also part of the problem. As guilty as the one that pulls the trigger, like the person in the crowd that hits the record button on their phone to expose a lie instead of the truth for clout. They need 1,000 views. The government doesn't have a solution. The problem started when we took God out the equation. The problem ain't us celebrating. The problem is that we're a nation divided when we should be a nation united and praying. That's how we live today. When problems occur, we come up with an easy laugh a little, move on with no care in the world. All right, my bad. I had to get a call real quick, so I just put that on for y'all. But like I said, yo, listen, man, this is an open panel. Y'all more than welcome. Y'all more than welcome to leave y'all comments. Like I said, my baby pops is gonna take my daughter to school, so it looks like I am gonna have a little more time. I thought I was about to. Hold on a second. I thought I was gonna get off this live, but yeah, like I was saying, like, what is we doing? We waiting for things to be handed to us. We're sitting here fighting each other and beefing each other for shit that we shouldn't even have to be fighting. So that's why. Shouldn't be arguing, hating on each other for what? Let me ask a lot of y'all females, why is we fighting each other when we should be uniting? Y'all say woman empowerment. Y'all say woman this, woman that. We wanted rights. We wanted equal rights at that. But it's not to sit here and act like we men, like we niggas, like we ratchet as shit. I'm sorry to say it, and I know I'm cursing. I know, listen, for a lot of people to get confused, listen, I know that I dress like a whole boy sometimes, but it's more feminine. Like, shit, I just messed up my shirt trying to fix myself, right? The style that I have is what they used to call tomboyish. But a lot of people nowadays confuse and be like, oh, you gay, you dyke, da 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 da. I don't get that no more. I get a lot of respect now. Trust me, a lot of people that I'm around, I don't hang around people that listen, you gotta surround yourself with people that are like-minded, people that think smart. And what I mean by smart is they're not out here starting shit, starting drama, making like listen, man. Let me put it like this. A real friend will tell you when your shit stinks. A real friend will tell you when you're doing something wrong. And if you have a problem with your friend telling you that something is wrong, that this is not right, something's wrong with you. This friend right here that's telling you that something's wrong, that something's not right, or don't do this, this friend really cares about you. You know what's the friend that doesn't really care about you? Is the one that tells you, go ahead, let's do this. That doesn't care, that is reckless and is ratchet with you, that is disrespectful. That's a lot of that going around. It's a lot of disrespect between the kids, between the adults. We want change. How? If we're disrespecting each other. We are. Listen, when I come here on YouTube, right? I like going to the channels where they're just keeping it roast and comedy between each other. Let me tell y'all a little story, right? Now that I got the chance, because now that my big pop's gonna take her, I got a little more time. So let me tell y'all a little story, right? Make sure y'all hit that like button, all right? Because I haven't really spoken on this. I spoke on it twice and I left it alone around the same time that it was actually happening, right? And the reason I'm saying this, right, because I want a lot of people to understand I'm not a person that likes to fight. I'm not a person that likes to argue. I hate the beef. I walk away from that shit. But when that shit comes around me, if I can't find a way to make the situation work or help the person that's in the situation, I walk away from it. And it may seem cold, it may seem dark, but at the end of the day, you can't help those that don't want to be helped. And I learned that shit the hard way, right? So when you're here, listen, you have to watch your circle the same way you have to watch your circle out here in these streets. The reason I say that is, listen, a year and a half ago, right, I came across a couple panels. And I'm not blaming this person's panel that I was on that I learned about these people, right? I'm not blaming this person, right? Blessings, Uncle blessings, Series Virgo, blessings, No Ticket, Young Riaz. antisocial, right? I'm not blaming these people, right? I came across Kwame Brown because I was watching Tasha K. And Kwame Brown has a good message. It's just a lot of bullshit going on right now. The beef between the people that was in his panel and much more. But the message that he has is a good message. So I was watching him and he recommended a lot of people, right? Now, Miss 504 came across my page because of Hassan Campbell. I was reacting to Hassan Campbell around the time, but I didn't really pay attention to Miss 504. And I know Kwame Brown mentioned her a couple times. But before I even paid attention to Miss 504, I had watched um, a lady called Sister T here on YouTube. So this is for the people that are scared to start their channels. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be. Listen, regardless of whatever you do, you're going to be put in the middle of some bullshit for some reason, even though you're just either giving an opinion or trying to avoid the bullshit. So regardless of whatever you try to do, people are going to listen. So I'm telling you all these stories. So those of you that are scared to start your channels, don't be scared. Listen, you just gotta try to fucking figure out how to avoid the bullshit, get around it, and just forget about it once you're around that situation. Because listen, man, so Kwame Brown mentioned Sister T, Sister T a couple times on his panel. What's it called? People's Garden and shit like that. I think it was. So at first, I was confused because I thought the People's Garden and Sister T was two different people. I followed the People's Garden because it was about gardening and shit like this and shit like that. I'm sorry, I'm cursing. I'm cursing and I'm trying to stop. But listen, man, it's just that this shit, I don't really like talking about it because I felt I got played in a way because I was naive to a lot of the situations that were going on. So shout out to Kwame Brown and what he's trying to do. Regardless of the beef, he still has a good message. But yeah, I came across these people. I'm guessing he had a shoe. I'm not guessing. Let's be straight up. He had this shoe drive that he was doing, and I guess a lot of people was there, which caused a lot of beef with some YouTubers. Listen, I'm not going to speak on that story because I wasn't there. Me hearing about it, listening to people talk about it, doesn't mean that I really know what actually happened and how those beefs got started. So I'm just, from the best of my knowledge, listen, man, a whole bunch of shit got started. Um, I started listening to Sister T. I started, she was funny. Sister T shout the fuck out. Um, but we started, talking behind the scenes and stuff like that about the gardening, about the kids and stuff like that. Mostly about the family, not about that YouTube stuff. But one day, um, a couple people came to me, and I'm not gonna say came. They didn't come to me like this, like hey, they were joking like, "What's up?" We didn't see face to face, but a couple people was showing me, they was talking to me about Sister T. They was letting me know how she was. I let her know straight up. I was like, "Yo, is this true?" She's like, "No, that's not true." I was like, "It seems like you got a lot of beef." She's like, "Oh, don't listen to them, baby. Don't worry about it. All right, you leave it alone and you listen, you rock out." So you're thinking that ain't nothing serious. But here's the thing. One day I started asking her, I was like, yo, I'm noticing that everywhere I go, everybody's coming at me because of you. She was like, oh, is that they don't like me. They're just a whole bunch of haters. But people was actually trying to warn me about her. And I'm sitting steady telling her. So the whole time she's telling me not to worry about it. Okay, I'm minding my business. But I'm curious, like, what the hell was going on? Because now, around this time, I had just lost my brother. And I was doing the GoFundMe's on Facebook and on Instagram and stuff like that, trying to get some help because I couldn't really, I have a situation that I couldn't really depend on my family. I have my own family, but at that time when everything just happened, it was a lot of money. I didn't have $10,000 to kick out to, get my brother straight from California, bring him over here. It was hard. Everybody that was around me helped me out the best way that I could. So Sister T was like, I'm gonna help you. And she's like, accept my help. I'm not like what people are saying. Let me show you that. Okay. I accepted and I explained to her, I was like, listen, I don't take stuff because when you take things from people, it's always something with it. So she's like, I'm not like that. I'm not gonna talk about you. I was like, all right, fuck it. I need to get my brother here fully, like fuck it by any means necessary. So let's do this. Um so she started doing that. There's a lot of people coming in my neck, and I'm sitting here like, yo, what's going on? It was to the point where I said, yo, fuck this GoFundMe, and I stopped it right there. So whatever I had, I put it together, and I came up with the idea. I was like, yo, man, what the fuck? I'm like, I got all these shirts. I'm like, let me start selling out shirts, giving out shirts, promoting shirts, and started doing all that. And that's how I got the rest of that money. But going back, there was a lot of people giving me lashback because of her. And I'm trying to figure it out, and a lot of people were sending me to Miss Father before. And around this time, they was already beefing. So I didn't know what was going on. And I asked her. And I'm saying, like, yo, what's going on with Miss 504? Like, she has a story, it kind of draws my attention. Like, it hits right here. Like, I've heard about it, but I want to really hear her talk about her story. Like, I hopped in Miss 504 a couple times, and she was trying to keep me away from it. And at first, I was ignorant because I thought it was because of the beef. Like, and I'm trying to figure out why is everybody beefing with her? Why is people telling me she's a scammer? Da, 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 da. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, all right, let me keep doing my research. Let me find out what's going on. Let me start backing off little by little. Like, and I told her, like, I did the GoFundMe. I'm getting me on my feet. I stopped the GoFundMe. I'm getting me back on my feet. I'm looking for these jobs. Like, at the time, I had lost my job and everything. Like, I really had lost my job. So I was trying to get myself together, and I was really dependent on my baby pops heavy, like heavy. He was helping me out. He was helping his other baby mom out. He was helping his other baby mom. And I'm saying, damn, like, this shit is crazy. And I'm stuck with this governmental supplemental, whatever systems they're giving me. I hate that shit. I'm like, what the fuck is $200 every month gonna do? $100 in food stamps. All right, food there, but this cash don't do shit. This is what a lot of people be fighting. Fuck the cash. Fuck these food stamps. I need a job. So I was working hard as shit, and I got me back on my feet. So I know the meal ticket had exposed somebody called what was his name? Fact Over Feelings, right? And I was getting on my feet. I was trying to get myself together. I was still mourning my brother, right? But at the end of the day, I was like, all right, I'm getting all this shit together. I'm like, yo, and I had Soul Sister too. I was like, yo, I'm gonna come at, like, I'm gonna do a video about this guy called Facts Over Feelings. At first, she defended him. That right there is what really started making me push back because she was really defending this guy at first, and I'm like, yo, like, I had to sit here and put examples and break it down and try to tell. I was like, yo, like, are you serious? You're defending this guy? And she's like, no, he has bipolar issues. I'm like, sister, regardless of anything, bipolar or not, you don't come on here and you don't threaten people's kids. You don't say you're going to do this and you're going to do that to somebody's child. I don't give a fuck how old they are. I'm like, that makes me back off. And this is the person that y'all want me to go see his channel. Y'all promoting this guy over here, having us trying to go over there, but he's lying to you in your face. I'm like, in the meal ticket already exposed him. So she came on my neck for a second. That was over and done with. So I should have seen the red flags, but I didn't because I really thought that this lady was somebody that was being picked on, somebody that people was coming at because she was sitting here allegedly defending men. And I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't really know what the fuck she's doing or what she wants at all. But at the end of the day, when you sitting here, you're supposed to be fighting for the man's rights. That's what you came on here for. You were fighting for men's rights so that they could be able to see their kids. You forgot that? You was here having the garden, the community garden, so that you could give out baskets and help people out in the communities and supposedly allegedly around. You forgot that? So to me, that seems like it was a whole play. I ended up, talking about the Facts Over Feeling situation, and I came at the board Facts Over Feeling. One day I hopped on this panel. His name was Johnny Blaze. On this man's panel, his name was Johnny Blaze. And I confronted Facts Over Feelings, and I told him, and he actually confessed to me, that he's like, yeah, I said it and I'll do it again. Da, 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 da. I got the video. Like, I'll upload it, everything. Like, yo, this man is like, couldn't nobody listen. Everybody was coming in my like a lot of females, and that started making me see a lot of people like, yo, I need to back off this shit because it's crazy. I'm like, y'all sitting here defending a man that would sit here and say this type of shit. And at the same time, he's stalking a woman on YouTube, and y'all coming at me because y'all don't like her, but she's in the right. Like, regardless of whatever happened between them, that's not my business. But this man is taking overboard whatever situation happened between them. And what he's doing is not right. So I had a lot of people come at me for that situation. So I started backing off for her. Because I'm saying, I'm like, yo, something's not right. I don't think that Miss 504 is picking at her. I don't think that these people that she's saying is anything, because a little time after that, on Johnny Blaze panel, because Johnny Blaze was asking me questions after questions and I couldn't really, type it down on the chat. So I sit here and I hit the panel and I give my opinion. And it's like I get ambushed by Johnny Blaze, Facts Over Feelings, and Sister T. So I had to back off her because I wanted to really curse Sister T out and like, hold up. After everything happened, I'm saying, I'm like, yo, why would she call me while I'm up there and I'm talking and knowing that I'm doing everything else? Like, she really sat here. She knows how my schedule be because we've talked. We don't talk about shit on YouTube. I've asked questions and she denies them. So I'm like, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, yo, what's going on? What am I getting myself into? Why is people asking me these questions? Why is people coming at me? Turns out, look, you lied to people. You did people to feel bad for you. So for those of you out here, watch when you go into these panels and stuff like that. You're gonna have people out here. I don't know if they sit here and they act and play a victim to feel sympathy out of people, pity out of people, to get attention, or I don't know. And it's crazy because she sat here. What really got me to back off of her, and I said it that day, and I said it when I came at her. People wanted me to curse her out. No, I have respect for my elders. At the end of the day, this lady, 50s, almost 60s, probably in her 60s already, older than my mom. So at the end of the day, listen, did you tell your dad what was going on? He never said he don't care. You got to show him. It feels like we're in the movie Home Alone. So listen, man, I feel as though I got played because she used the situations that I was going through, right, to get clicks and views in her channel, like the GoFundMe for my brother, and didn't even let me know about all the problems that she was having with other users. So I feel as though like right there she used me because I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, I noticed that like that John really helped her out. Then after that, the situation with my daughter, she got on the live. So before she got on the live, she would ask me for permission. And I'm like, okay, why would it be a problem if you're gifting and you're giving it from the heart? But now I see all this was done to appear that you are somebody that you're really not. And that's what y'all got to sit here and watch. There's going to be people on here that appear to be somebody that they're not. They're playing characters. So at the end of the day, just watch for that. Be careful. Like, watch in the bushes if you have to watch in the bushes. Because I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of people, like, what I went through with her, it made me feel like her and the guy Johnny Blaze was behind the scenes and they was talking like, yo, let's do this to see, like, look, listen, man, when people get mad, I'm a female. And I get real emotional when I'm pissed off. And when I want to hit something and I can't, my voice cracks, tears come down. Like, yo. So at the end of the day, listen, I ain't ashamed. There's no shame in my game. Like, I'm an over fucking female. Now, if you see a man want to sit here and, I don't know, maybe, but at the end of the day, listen, I ain't mad. Y'all gonna come across a lot of people that are hating on these platforms. You just gotta be careful. That don't mean just give up. We all go through some stuff. And you know what's crazy? A lot of these people that she was coming at, she looked for this because it's like the Hassan Campbell situation. You on here looking for it, you're going to get it. You want beef, you're going to get smoked. You want smoke, you're going to get the beef. So at the end of the day, listen, if it's not your problem, mind your business and let it be. You're going to give an opinion, give your opinion, and move on. Because what's crazy is I told this lady a lot of times, and I said it, yo, just speak your mind. Say what you got to say and move on. And there's so many topics that we can speak on. But no, it's like this lady wants peace. So there's going to be people on here that want peace. Trust me. You It's up to you on what you do. You stay there or you go. I decided to go because I don't like being lied to. I don't like people making me feel bad, making me feel things. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second, guys. This world is crazy. I would say shady. Ironic, right? Nowadays, you can't trust no one. When you do, niggas be having their panties all in a bunch, thinking that they own one. Saying the things that you accomplished in life is theirs and that you owe them one. Nowadays, your friends turn into enemies, and your family members are your biggest haters. Can't see you accomplished. What's even more crazy is that they say as time pass by, it will heal everything. I seen time flash by and it replaced everything, leaving me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror saying, girl, you're everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So if you haven't walked a mile in my shoes, take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure that when you cross me, y'all, my bad. But yeah, we're gonna be having our ups and downs when we do these podcasts. We're gonna have a lot of people talk crap. We're gonna have a lot of people, bring us and try to involve us and stuff. Get mad when you give an opinion. So don't let that stop you for what you trying to do and what you want to do. You got that positive message. Keep giving that positive message. Hold on 1 second. Let me put this on mute real quick. All right, my bad. And thank you all that's having patience. My bad. All right, y'all. Going back onto the topics that I was talking about. Listen, we've been teaching our kids the wrong way. Here's something. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all know why y'all celebrate the holidays that y'all celebrate? Because at the end of the day, I want to know white people. I don't even want to know. I just be trying to figure it out sometimes because I think I know. But there's got to be something more than what my head is thinking because it's kind of like, y'all know what y'all celebrating? Why do y'all celebrate Christmas? Why do y'all celebrate Thanksgiving? Why y'all celebrate Halloween? But people think that we're educating our kids the right way. I had a lot flashback not so long ago because I said I don't celebrate Christmas and I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Ever since I found out the real meaning of Thanksgiving and the real meaning of Christmas and why it was put out there, I haven't celebrated Christmas since I was 15 years old.
It's your boy Papa Duck, man. Listen, man. This is why black folks should never, ever, ever celebrate Thanksgiving. Let me tell you why. Do you really think this is about the pilgrims? them fucking lies they done told us, all these pagan
Shout out to Papa Duck for staying woke.
holidays they done lied about. If this is so about the pilgrims, bro, why you never see Indians celebrate Thanksgiving? You know why? Because they know the truth. You celebrating the slaughter of millions of Indians, genocide. You feel what I'm saying? They did the same thing to all these other countries. This is what they do. They come, they get all the information, and then they take over. This is why they can't be trusted. Now we finna jump right into it. Christopher Columbus, when he came over here and claimed he discovered land, which he didn't discover a damn thing, it was already niggas and Indians here. They just couldn't pronounce the word Negus, Negus. So they said nigga. Anyway, when they looked into his diary, you know what he said? That bitch say, "Oh, these people are so generous. They're so happy. All they do is smile, and they're so giving." That bitch say they will make great servants. This is all on these people's mind. All through history, you cannot trust these people, bro. Okay, this is what they do. Now, what I want you to understand is this, right? While we out running around buying turkeys and doing all this shit and cooking, we must understand what Thanksgiving is about. We talking about the Pequot Indians, the
Oh,
ones
I'm
that
so
they
sorry.
slaughtered, the ones that taught them and they turned their back and they tricked these Indians and made it a national holiday. But who made it a national holiday? Abraham stank ass Lincoln
Hey,
made it a
he said,
national
"Amen,
holiday.
thank you."
And this is how you came up. I'm gonna show you this how you came up with the man that was a man. What is it called? Man
Yo, you gotta love Papa Duck because he's real with it. He's bold with it. Abraham freaking Lincoln, huh?
Cater 38. Y'all know what that was about? The man Cater 38 was in Minnesota. This is about Indians that rebelled after all these different promises and oh, we're gonna do this for the Indians, we're gonna do that. The Indians struck back and they killed a lot of the settlers that came to their land, right? Tricked them.
Now I want y'all to pay close attention for those of y'all that think that y'all celebrating Thanksgiving to give thanks. That's what we was told. But what's the truth?
And took over their land. So I don't blame them for retaliating, but for them retaliating, you know what they did? They caught like a little over 200 of them Indians. And instead of them, they wanted to hang them all, but instead of them hanging them all, you know what they did? Lincoln ordered them to choose 38 of those Indians for a public hanging.
Hmm.
How many of y'all read this in the history books? See, that's why I say us going to their schools, this is a complete no-no. You are by default setting yourself up to lose because they're going to
Yeah.
teach you everything you don't need to know. So what I'm trying to explain to you this, right?
If we were able to take her to the doctor,
This is where they get the Mankato 38 from.
she goes,
38 Indians was hung publicly, ordered
she's
by
front
Abraham Lincoln.
close.
So
She's
my
too
point,
little.
what I'm trying to explain to you this, right? We should never,
Next
ever
to her,
be
which one
celebrating no Thanksgiving. This is a pagan holiday, and this is a holiday of celebrating the the, the genocide of Indians. And not only that, that was the
no,
physical genocide. And another genocide is what they call paper genocide, which was exercised by the United States government.
the
What
one
was
with the
this?
cup.
This is when they was reclassifying Indians on paper.
That
When
sound all a
Indians was
little.
born, they wasn't putting the right tribe that they belonged to. They was putting either they was black, white, or mulatto. Reclassifying people, bro. You'll never hear this in
Yo, you won't pay attention to everything that he is saying right here. My baby pop said in a podcast with maybe 3 to 4 youths in that podcast participating, speaking about things that are going on around us that we don't even know about. And it's crazy. Shout out to Papa Duck, yo. Listen to what he is saying. Maybe y'all will listen.
those history books because that's their story, not ours. And it was brought to you by Dr. Arthur Plecker. We're talking about the granddaddy of eugenics. If you know anything about eugenics, we're talking about Margaret Sanger, who started Planned Parenthood. The president of that was Bill Gates' father. So they've been in the depopulation business. These are things they will never put in books. Reclassifying a group of people, bro. That's crazy. And I told you these people aren't to be trusted on no.
Yep. Facts. Like a lot of people don't know that Trump is related to who is it? JFK, I think it is. A lot of people don't know that, and I think who is it? Abraham Lincoln. Yep. Don't get me wrong. Listen, y'all could do y'all research too. Listen, y'all got fingers just like me. Google's right there.
No levels. These are the people that'll crawl on their stomach, and when you reach to help them, they're gonna turn around and blow your motherfucking brains out. Told you you'll never hear this stuff in these history books. And I told y'all how powerful paper is. You need to know what John Hancock and all that comes from. This is different from how you would handle things in the streets and how you would handle things in the courts. I told y'all, man, these people have a slick way of doing everything. When they say you sign on the dotted line, if you look at a check with a magnifying glass, those are words. That's not a line you signing on. They'll never tell you this in school. But this is their way, and this is their system, and this is how they take control of populations, continents, and civilizations. So think about all these holidays that we don't know nothing about. Easter, Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day. All these are pagan holidays. And the crazy part about it is us black folks, we done allow another motherfucker to give us a holiday, which is Juneteenth. How we gonna allow anybody to give us anything? I'm talking about just period. How is it that we're gonna allow them to say this is our holiday? And the only time they want to allow us to have a holiday is when it's got enough influence behind it, because everything can be weaponized. I told y'all that. If you read The Art of Sun Tzu, I'm gonna say The Art of War by Sun Tzu, everything around you can be weaponized. And you may ask, how can they use these holidays as weapons? Easy. They can been growing pumpkins from the beginning of this year, putting all type of RNA fragments and metals and shit in that shit. Now they distributing it out because they know everybody finna go buy pumpkins or turkeys. You gotta think, bro. You at war at all times, homie. The day or the time that you think that you're not, you're gonna lose the battle. Because most folks don't even know they're in a war. A bitch think because they don't see tanks and bombs and motherfucker running around with army gear on, they don't think they at war. Told you, man, this rabbit hole goes so deep that a lot of people is never gonna understand, because the very people that we going to war with are the.
And that's a fact. Motherfuckers keep forgetting that we're in the middle of war. They don't even see it. We're at World War III. And I'm trying to figure out if people can see what's around them. Like, y'all can't see what's around y'all. Y'all can't see we're already is governments against governments, us against each other. We're in the middle of World War III. Those of y'all that saying I'm waiting for World War III, you waiting for World War III. It's already started. Y'all don't see it?
Very people that's educating us, or the very people that are supplying us our basic essentials, shelter, food, clothing. These are the very people that are giving us this or making us work for it. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is this: we are so messed up, right? As a culture, as a people. So I don't think anytime I say this, I really want you to comprehend what I'm saying. We are fucked up. Think, man. You got to think.
Yes, we are. How many of y'all can really say that y'all know what tribe y'all come from? How many of y'all can really say that y'all know what tribe y'all come from? How many of y'all are teaching your kids that we come from tribes? How many of y'all teaching them that we're native Indians, that their native Indians existed, that Tainos still exist, that our native language is Arawak? I can't say the word right, so don't judge me. I wish I could learn how to speak that language because it's supposed to be my native language. I wish I could pass that on to my kids, but I don't even know how to speak it. I'm learning, I'm researching it, trying to figure it out. But it's crazy.
You think the way we living is how we supposed to live?
Blessings, Letitia, third eye POV. Blessings, how you doing? Blessings. Anybody, listen, anybody catches the replay, go check out Letitia. She has so much information to give out. Go check out Letitia, third eye POV. Letitia, you believe your link down there? Hold on. You have a lunch, don't you? Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Like, damn, man, I know my big sis Letitia got to have a lunch. He's coming right back.
Crazy. You people done a number on us. And not just us, our children, kids, our mamas, grandmamas. Like, when is this shit gonna end? When is it gonna end? You've been praying forever. You've been on your knees forever. But these people steady telling you everything that you know. They told it to you. All you gotta do is use common sense. But like I say, common sense just ain't so common. And people will question me, but won't question them. I understand the war we in. I understand the ignorance of people. I understand the fear that's instilled in people. But what I don't understand is your one only life. You ain't willing to take a chance. Your one only life. You ain't willing to take a chance to make a change. All we need is 1 million niggas inside one frame of mind to get back to where we going. Bro, so every time you celebrate Thanksgiving, you cooking pies and you cutting turkeys and doing all this stuff, just remember, bro, you are celebrating the genocide of our own sisters and brothers.
And it's crazy because I just showed y'all the video of Malcolm X and what he said. And that was supposed to be the last day that Malcolm X was alive. We talk about him so much. We talk about Martin Luther King so much. We say, we pray, we how can I say it? We look up to them. We say we want to keep going what they're doing. But at the end of the day, we're turning all the cheeks that we don't got to turn. And we're doing nothing. We're not fighting for our kids. We're not fighting for what we need here. We're not fighting for our resources. We're not coming together. We're not uniting. We're not doing nothing. If anything, we're killing each other. We're hating each other. We're fighting each other. We're building caskets no bigger than 3 feet to lay underground. Our kids are dying. We got hitters out here that claim to be shooters but miss their target. Who are they killing? Now, who's crying? Come on, y'all.
Now that's ignorance to the 10th power. And ignorance just means you don't know. That's all it means. But after watching this video, next year should be different. All right? It's your boy Papa Duck. And like I said, I'm just scratching the surface, man. You can do your own research on this stuff and you'll see it for yourself. These people have lied to us, man.
Say the same shit.
Remember, if this was about pilgrims and Indians, why you never see Indians promoting Thanksgiving, speaking about Thanksgiving, attending Thanksgiving?
Because we're the only ones that still want to wear the blindfold. We're the only ones that want to turn all the cheeks, like you said, Papa Duck, that we don't got to turn. We're the only ones that know that something is happening but don't want to speak on it. We're the only ones that are afraid to talk. Because why? Why we was taught this? For those of you that are going to tell me that I'm crazy again, go ahead. Say whatever y'all want about me. But I know what I'm talking because I've opened up my mind. I've sat here and I've read. I wanted to learn who I am and where I come from.
And if they were to create a feast or a get together, it ain't to celebrate Thanksgiving. It's to celebrate their ancestors, their brothers and sisters that died in fires, hangings, gunshots, smallpox. Yeah, representing them. Okay? So, hey, with that being said, you have now been warned. And like
And to each his own shit. And the shoe fits where that is, right? And before I keep showing y'all another video about Papa Duck, I want to show y'all this. Let's go back to TikTok real quick. I know I'm getting a little touchy today, right? That's because I'm planning on doing these TikTok lives, and I'm going to really be talking about these type of situations. So for those of y'all that don't know, I have a virtual store on TikTok, and I am going to start doing lives on there. So I want y'all, before I play them, where's that Thanksgiving song at Bottom Bowl? Right here. Yo, before I keep talking about it, I want y'all, listen, love this song, and I'm going to keep playing it as many times as I can if I can. Don't strike me, YouTube.
Yeah, this is a cancellation. I know this is the time of the year when the family members get together, ain't it? Corns, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, turkey butter with the dressing, ain't it? Wonder if I put a little bit of blood on the turkey, would it elevate it? Bloody, bloody, bloody people of color, cut shoot and burn, leave us suffer. This time not about pilgrims and Indians meeting each other and peaceful supper. This is millions of Indians murdered and villages burning and bleeding for nothing. This about I'm about to sit there and we're disgusting. Y'all be saying that ain't the reason we celebrate. It's about giving the glory to God and the time that we spend as a family, ain't it? That was.
Is it? Is it? Is that why we really celebrating? Was we told the real history of Thanksgiving? Do we know the real history of Thanksgiving? Better yet, do y'all know the history of Thanksgiving?
So long ago, we weren't even alive. We got to accept the changes. Sounding just like the white kids that be saying, forget about segregation. Murder and torture and slavery, they was really chopping Indian pieces. Called the mama head. Yeah, you could have run on the public street. Hold up. Did I already start chopping up babies to pieces? Chop the baby. Chop the baby. Grandma lucky. That's okay, Granny. Watch the baby.
Yo, shout out to him because all his lyrics really teach us a little bit about history. For those of y'all that don't know him, he's been out for a while. Yep. Facts. Hold up. Let me put Letitia out here real quick. Shout out Letitia, big sis. Letitia's been rocking out with me from the gate. Yo, gotta check her out. Listen, man, she's been rocking out with me since I've been talking about the bullying, the cameras, everything. Like, shout out to Letitia, Third Eye POV. But yeah, my bad. Get back over here real quick so that I can show y'all something. Where was I at? I had the video already picked. Damn, now I gotta go back to it. Now, I want you to listen to this lady and what she has to say. Should I start with this one? Yeah, let's start with this one.
The Tainos were the indigenous people, the original inhabitants of Haiti, the Dominican Republic.
Let me ask y'all, do y'all teach y'all kids about their history? Do they know where they come from? Do you know who your ancestors are? Do we know what we're celebrating every time we celebrate a holiday that we're told to celebrate?
Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Cuba, the Bahamas, and several other Caribbean islands, also the southern parts of Florida. The Tainos immigrated from South America, and then they dispersed throughout the Caribbean. There were three major groups of Tainos. There were the classic Tainos, which were seen as the most complex with intensive traditions. They were found on Hispaniola and also Puerto Rico. Then we have the Western Tainos, which were found in parts of Cuba, the Bahamas, and then also Jamaica. Finally, we have the Eastern Tainos, which were found in the Northern Lesser Antilles. There's a lot of debate as to how many Tainos were actually living in Hispaniola when the Europeans came in 1492, but the estimates range between 100,000 and over 1 million, 2 million Tainos. Now, let's not forget, the Tainos were not the only cultural group in the Caribbean. There were groups like the Caribs, which is where we get the name Caribbean. The Tainos were stunning with this beautiful bronze-colored complexion, an average build, this long black flowing hair, as well as these large brown beautiful eyes. The Tainos were free. Both men and women would walk around naked, although married women would cover up their.
You can't do that nowadays. Shit.
genitals, but both sexes would paint themselves for special occasions, and you would see them walking around, adorning themselves with jewelry, with nose rings, earrings, and necklaces, oftentimes made of gold. Tainos were brilliant agriculturalists. They were great at planting, fishing, sailing, navigating throughout the sea. They were experts.
Now, for those of you wondering, don't just go by what she's saying in this video. Pull them history books out if you have any in your home. Listen, library, they even got them electronically now. And learn your history.
Also, with medicinal herbal practices, the Tainos had a sophisticated form of governance. In Hispaniola, there were 5 territories they called chiefdoms. Each chiefdom was led by a chief, which had its own form of hierarchy and administrative functions. And what was beautiful is that they were all able to live together peacefully. The Tainos weren't considered to be warriors. Of course, they had arms and they would get into conflict, specifically with the Caribs. But their philosophy of life was different. They had a philosophy that was based on peacefully living with your neighbors. Unfortunately, the Spanish came and almost entirely wiped out this incredible group of people.
And when she says neighbors, she means tribes, okay? The people in your tribe.
The Tainos were the indigenous people,
So yeah, for those of y'all that sitting here wondering, like, listen, man, I take pride learning that this is who I am and where I come from. Ever since I started learning who I am, listen, that little empty space that I had when I was little, that little empty space, like, damn, it's a little filled up. What's missing is me getting to know my dad, but shit, it is what it is.
The Taino were one of the largest indigenous groups in the Caribbean. Haiti and the Dominican Republic, Cuba, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, all.
So for all you Puerto Ricans and all you Dominicans out here that think that they don't got that Haitian, that Jamaican in them, they be like, oh man, I don't got no black in me. Shorty, sir, ma'am, yes, we do. It runs through our veins. We should be standing up and speaking up too. We are brothers and sisters, but you know what? We let the European side take over. That's why when people be like, oh, you, how can I say it? You represent Puerto Rico. Listen, man, I represent my tribe. I don't represent that flag.
All of these islands and so many more belonged to the Taino people. Unfortunately, Europeans came and they brutally enslaved, extorted, and murdered these native people. However, the Taino are still with us today, not just their culture and their language, but the Taino people are.
And this right here is for all those out there that keep saying that the Tainos are extinct, that they don't exist. Listen, I had somebody really come at my neck. Oh, them Tainos don't exist. The tribes don't exist no more. Them people are all dead. I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, so let me humor me, or let me humor you. Let me ask you a question, right? And even if they're not here, what about us, the descendants? Where we come from?
Still with us. A 1565 census showed that there were only 200 Taino people living in Hispaniola, modern day Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And so the Taino were declared extinct. By 1802, there wasn't one single indigenous person on the census records, but the Taino people weren't really.
Did y'all hear what she just said? On the census record. Which means they were writing down on these books, Tainos are extinct. They don't exist no more. And I can just keep going. But we here. What the yo? Just like Papa Duck says, and a lot of people, common sense it just ain't common sense no more. Y'all want to keep believing these lies? That's on y'all. For those of you that are fuck sleep, y'all need to stay in bed. What y'all walking around for if y'all can't see with your eyes closed? You should feel the earth from underneath your feet. I'm sorry to say it like that. No, I'm not sorry. Fuck that. I don't apologize.
be extinct. Some natives survived because they ran off and they hid in the mountains. They formed vibrant communities there. Other natives married Europeans, and when they had children with the Europeans, were their children not Taino? Another phenomenon was that in
That's a good question. So when a native married a European and they had a child with that person, does their child stop being European? I mean, stop being native just because the mom or the dad married a European person? Come on, guys. I know a lot of people want to avoid this topic. I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to talk about this topic. A lot of people are sensitive when it comes to this topic, but at the end of the day, your sensitivity is what got our kids dumbified.
1533, when the Spanish monarchy decided to grant the native people freedom, a lot of the Spanish people didn't want to free their enslaved Tainos, and so they just marked them off on the census as African. Because don't forget, that's when they started to replace Taino labor with black bodies from Africa. Today, historians.
Did y'all hear that? No, I think the ones in the background didn't hear this, John. The ones all the way in the back, the ones that think they know it all. And for those of y'all that do listen to me, I'm not able to play the stream on Facebook and stuff like that, but I did share it. So for those of y'all that catch the replay, did y'all hear what she just said? Why in the world are we so worried about the color of our skin? Why? When we listen, man, our we come in so many colors and shades. Y'all say that people in Africa are only dark skinned. Do y'all know that there's people as light as me?
Call this a paper genocide. The Taino people disappeared on paper because the Europeans stopped counting them in their census. But the culture.
Taino people disappeared in paper. See, just because it disappeared in paper don't mean that they're extinct. Do y'all want to still keep believing the lies?
The history, the identity of the Taino people persisted. Today, many of the Taino people are mixed with Spanish, African, and other cultural groups, but they are still fighting to have their ancestry recognized. In 2018, researchers compared the DNA from a 1,000-year-old tooth found in the Bahamas to the DNA of Puerto Ricans, and they found that 61% of Puerto Ricans carry the Native American mitochondrial DNA.
68% of Puerto Ricans carry the DNA. 68% of Puerto Ricans. Taino for life, y'all. Shit. The fuck? I represent what I am. So for those of you that probably need a little bit of history, here's another one.
The archipelago of Puerto Rico and the island of Jamaica. Two distinct.
Now, I want a lot of y'all to pay attention. And once again, this goes for y'all that keep teaching our kids that the color of our skin is so important. If y'all listen to Malcolm X and y'all really want to follow what he says in his word, even he says it when he was throughout his speeches. We all come in different shades of colors, and he had to learn this himself because he only knew what the white man was teaching them. I can go a little deeper, but I'm putting it the way I can put it out there because I can't go word by word. But y'all get my point.
Islands of the Caribbean. Two places that speak very different languages. What if I told you that there was a point in time when these two islands actually spoke the same language? What if I told you that these two islands actually share a lot of history? The original inhabitants of the Greater Antilles of the Caribbean were known as the Taino, and their original language was Arawak before Columbus' arrival. Once Borican and Jamaica were under Spanish rule, the Spanish crown made a law where it was prohibited for the Taino to speak their native tongue, forcing them to learn Spanish. Spanish was the predominant language in Jamaica until 1655. After the Anglo-Spanish War is when England took control of Jamaica, forcing the inhabitants of Jamaica to learn English, which evolved into Jamaican patois, causing the biggest degree of separation between.
And by the way, for those of you that don't know, probably a little bit naive, Spanish is the real European language. Ouchie.
Between Jamaica and Puerto Rico was language. Not really causing a goodbye, but a see you later. Because after the Spanish-American War in 1898, USA took control of Puerto Rico. Jamaica and Puerto Rico were not just colonized once, but twice. What does UK and USA have in common? You guessed it, exploitation of Black and brown populations, causing a huge migration of Caribbean people to seek better opportunity outside their native land, where we would eventually find our Jamaicans and our Puerto Ricans living amongst one another again in the Bronx. In the times of struggle and hardship in the Bronx, we found success. We created history together. Along with our Black American brothers and sisters, we ended up creating some of the best music in the world. Yes, I'm talking about hip hop. A genre that was a gateway pioneer into another genre. That genre is reggaeton. Through several hits, we coined the term Caribbean connection. Long live our indigenous ancestors, long live the Caribbean, and big ups to our brothers and sisters of Jamaica. Much love, y'all.
So for those of y'all that expect for me to keep seeing color amongst those that are around me that I call my brothers and sisters, I'm not. I just can't. See, y'all want to see color. I can't.
Dominican Republic, you better learn how to cook. You better learn a talent. You better learn something because you're Black. So you better get good at something. Otherwise, why marry you?
My mom, without knowing, a Black woman herself, she would say, "Tiene que aprender a cocinar."
Now, I'm putting this video up here because, listen, I've heard a lot of these kids. Hold on one second. I want to show my face while I'm saying this. Okay, I'm up. Throughout my community, I hear a lot of these kids, right? And they're arguing about the color of their skin. I see the little Dominican boys. I see the little I'm gonna say Hispanics. I don't even know how to put this into it because I hate dividing us like this. I see the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, whether they boys or girls. Then I see the little, the Black kids as they want. I hate saying it like this, yo. But for those of y'all that put it like this, I have to, because some people are just so dumbified that if I go dictionary way, y'all would think I'm sitting here criticizing or judging somebody. So here you see 3 different races allegedly, right? Dominican, Black, and Puerto Rican, right? And what's crazy is, right, a lot of us are dark, a lot of us are light. But I hear how they're saying. I hear the Puerto Ricans, the little Puerto Rican kids, the little Dominican kids talk about, oh, don't call me negro, don't call me moreno, don't say this to me because I'm not that. Do you know who you are, where you come from? You know what your tribe is? What's that? I come from here. I'm from America. Okay, we are in America. We all are a part of America right now. But do you know where your family originates from? When you start talking about history to some of these little kids, they don't know nothing. They just know what they're being taught in these schools and what they see on YouTube, what they see on Coco Melon, or what they see over here. They don't know nothing about our ancestors. They don't know nothing about tribes. And what they do know about tribes is Indians riding horses and shit like that. They don't know that the Indians are dark skinned and light skinned and brown and caramel. And I'm going to say, yes, caramel. There's a video I'm going to show y'all in a minute. What are we teaching our kids? You know what we're teaching them? How to be racist amongst each other. And that's what we have. We have racist tendencies in ourselves too, in our communities. And for those of you that are going to say, no, I don't, I'm not racist, I'm not that, you got some racist tendencies, because you know what's crazy is y'all talk so much about the goddamn white people that y'all don't even see that we're killing each other. We're talking about each other. We're burying each other. Family against family, friends against family, friends against friends, and family against friends. Like, yo, listen, man, it balls you up trying to say it. But I'm not fucking wrong. Get your shit together, because these kids are being racist because we're not teaching them. These kids don't know nothing about their culture or their history because we're not talking to them. These kids are out here, don't know shit about hashtag mental health because we're not talking to them. And y'all expect the difference. Where? When? How? Because it starts with us.
What she just said that her mother used to tell her was, baby, you need to learn how to cook because you're really black. But even if you develop any sort of skill, you still come second to anyone else. One of the things that a lot of people might not know is that the way the Dominican thinks has a lot to do with the way they teach us in school. They teach us history from the perspective of the colonizer, meaning the way they explain it is almost if we should feel like we were actually saved by being discovered, by being mixed. You can.
But discovered from what? From a land that was rightfully our ancestors. But y'all say y'all want to fight and stand up for rights and equal rights. Y'all women out here fighting and arguing. Let me ask y'all women out here real quick. One quick question. Let me ask y'all women out here. Where do y'all think we're going to get? Where y'all think we're going to go if we can't come together for one fucking second? We're too busy hating on each other. Worrying about if this one's prettier than the other one. Worrying about if this one has a bigger ass than the other one. Crazy to say it, but yes, it's the truth. Worrying about if this one's going to take her man. Not trusting each other. We say these men have trust issues, but us females amongst each other, we have more trust issues than these men have amongst themselves. At least they can work it out. Whether they fight it the fuck out, whether they talk it the fuck out. We can't seem to handle our differences as women, as mothers, as leaders of our communities. We're showing our kids that we can't have one simple conversation without calling each other a B. We can't have one simple conversation without calling our kids out their names, without calling each other out our names. We cannot resolve one simple problem that can be solved by talking it out. As women, we gotta hate each other, hold grudges for weeks and months when we could sit here and work our problems out and help better our communities, and not just our communities, our kids. A lot of y'all women is, if it's not my child, I don't care. If it's not my kid, I don't care. But you're not realizing that the person that your kid is hanging with, they're reflecting each other. Because they're all in crowds, they're all in groups. And one bad apple gets in trouble, they all get in trouble, they all get judged, they all get talked about. I know y'all see it because if I see it, y'all see it. Let's get it together. We don't got these little kids these little boys putting their hands on these little girls. We got these little girls putting their hands on these boys, chasing them down the streets. And you know what's crazy? I'm all for the woman empowerment. I'm all for the women rights if it's for all the right reasons. But a lot of y'all women are trying to take whatever power we got in our hands because we got it. We got it. And we're taking advantage of it. And we're not even using it for what we need to use it for because our kids are still suffering. But you know why? Because we're doing exactly what they say that we're going to do. Y'all want to talk about the white man or y'all want to talk about that white percenter? Whichever one. We're going to cut it down the middle. Whichever one y'all believe in. Y'all worrying about these goddamn presidents. Y'all sitting here looking like puppets. Yes, master. No, master. I choose you, master. I can't stand you, master. So I want this master. Come on. Talk all this shit, but y'all don't see we're teaching them this shit. We're teaching them. All y'all moms out here, whether you Hispanic, whether you Asian, whether you whether you Black, Puerto Rican, Dominican, I don't care what you are. We need to come together as sisters so that we can help our kids out. We need to start going to these meetings. And I know what's crazy is that a lot of people don't pay attention to topics like this because at the end of the day, either they're bored or to them at that moment, it doesn't matter. But then when something happens to these people, certain people, I'm gonna put it like that. So certain people, then these topics do become important. That's the crazy part. Then these topics become important. Man, People are shout out. Hey, listen, StreamYard, you've been messing with me since I started. There we go.
Not understand how difficult life is for someone like me who I've always known that I'm black. Being black was also the one thing that was always used to shame me. And it has everything to do with the fact that the school teaches us that we should be happy that we were colonized, that we should be happy that we're not living in huts, that we should be happy that we're not eating raw meat, that we should be happy that we get the opportunity to hopefully maybe marry a white man someday y mejorar la raza. And then Dominicans are the most unaware people that we are a bunch of Africans speaking Spanish. It can be very difficult for a child.
Dominicans, yes. A lot of y'all Dominicans here in the United States are very unaware, very naive to the fact that y'all are nothing more than just Africans speaking Spanish. The same thing goes to a lot of these Puerto Ricans. Y'all don't know it, do y'all? We got European in us, yes, because of when we got enslaved. But what y'all fail to realize that what flows through our veins, that blood that flows through our veins, is Haitian, is Jamaican, is African. Is what everybody so calls black. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Everybody brings Malcolm X so much, but when he ran around the world and he realized that in all these countries that where there were supposed to be just black people, there were more than just black people. They were all mixed. And what I mean mixed is like there were different shades from dark to light. We're going back in history and we don't even see it. We're traveling back in time and we're too busy what? Worrying about these celebrities. What is these celebrities doing for y'all? Nothing. Do they feed y'all? No. Do they please y'all? No. Do they pay your bills? No. As a matter of fact, y'all help them pay their bills. But hey, topic for another live.
Child to have to grow up that way. My dad used to always go like this to me. Me decía, ven muchacha, ven para acá, ven a enderezarte esa nariz. He used to go like this. He says, we got to get that fixed before you get to your teenage years. And he used to pull my nose like that. And I would look at my nose and I would think to myself, what is he talking about?
Had you ever been called a Haitian as an insult?
All the time, maldita haitiana. Maldita haitiana. It's like calling somebody the N-word in America. But majority of the times when those words are used, are being used by people that look exactly like you. I mean, exactly like you. And you're sitting there like, wait, what? So anything that has anything to do with African culture is frowned upon. A esos negros no me lo traigan a casa. A esos negros esto, esos negros aquello. I was a victim of that. Many Dominican parents thought I was African American and they wouldn't let me hang out with them.
And that's true. Listen, that's true. Let me tell y'all something, right? Growing up, I had a lot of friends that were dark skinned. They were darker than me. Growing up, I was dark. Listen, my skin complexion went from real dark to a caramel complexion. I was never this light. I got this light when I grew up, and I don't know how. I say that I got 3 tones because it's crazy to say it that I get real dark in certain places. Then I got like a caramel complexion in certain places. Then I got them white patches in certain like where the sun don't hit my chest, certain parts in the bottom, like white because the panty line part, all that white because I don't get no sun there, no nothing. It's always covered up. But at the end of the day, when I was young, I was darker than what I am now. And I always did ask that question and can't nobody answer it. Why is it that I was so dark when I was little and now that I'm older, I'm like, what did I do wrong? I know I ain't bleached myself, but my skin got so light. Crazy as hell to say, but listen, man, it's the truth. I got this light as I grew up. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I went from being dark to being caramel to being 3-tone complexion. And guess what? When I was young, all my friends that were darker than me, a lot of my friends' parents, a lot of my people that were close to me, they would say that. No me traigas ese morenito para acá, no me traigas ese trigueño para acá. Ay, esas cucarachas siempre jugándose algo. ¿Qué te dije? No me haces caso. Canto hijo de la gran And listen, man, no te dije que no traigas a un muchacho, caño, puñeta, da, da, da. I could just keep going, but it's true. It's true. And I didn't peep it when I was young, but now that I'm older, I was like, yo, as Hispanics, we're racist amongst each other. Then I got more older, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, wait, it's not just us as Hispanics, it's also everybody that says I'm black. We're racist amongst each other. We should be united, because as soon as I hit 16, 17, I started realizing a little bit about my culture, and I didn't fully understand it. So at that time, I didn't really pay mind to it. But as I got older and I wanted to start knowing more about me with everything that was going on around me and everything that was happening, I started getting more curious. I started reading more, and I started learning, and I started listening to the people around me. And it's crazy that growing up, I didn't see the racism, because playing around my neighborhood, we was all mixed up. White, black, Asian, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Mexicans. We was all mixed up playing around. So I didn't fully understand racism, and I didn't know that it really existed until I started getting older. Until I didn't experience it myself when I went to PR. And I went to PR, and they're sitting here, they're not racist, they're not this, but I had to experience it. My son is a little darker than both me and his dad. But I've seen pictures of my dad. My dad is dark as hell. And he a Puerto Rican, so y'all call. But he's a Taino. And guess what? His hair, the color of his skin represents the Tainos. And that's what's crazy. It passed on down. And what's crazy is that my son's father is white as hell, but his father is dark as hell. Dark as night. So I don't understand where all this racism. And the reason I say that is when I went over there, a lot of people doubted that my son was his father's son. Why? Because of the color of his skin. But y'all not supposed to be racist over here. Boricuas for life, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Too much of that European side in PR too. And I was always confused why. Why is it that in PR I saw the same thing that I saw here? I saw the people that were light skinned treat the people that were dark skinned like shit. And I couldn't understand it. Why is it that people that had straight hair in PR and were light as hell fucked with people that had wavy hair and were dark? I saw a lot of that shit over there. The little bit of time that I was over there burying like his father. So the same way that there is racism here, it's over there. But crazy, watching all the stories and reading the stories of Malcolm X, I'm sitting here, I'm like, we're saying this and we're saying that, but I'm watching him and he's got a complete different message of what we're making it seem to be. We're not doing. Listen, this man gave his life up to show something, to prove something to us. And what are we doing? Blessings. I did not see this person here. Tish Aziz. I'm sorry, it's first time seeing it and I can't really pronounce the name. Don't listen. Don't be mad at the shorty, all right? But let's continue to watch this. Oh, I'm on TikTok, not over there.
Their kids because they thought I was African American.
Of course.
It is a propaganda to demonize Black people in every part of the world. And you either get it or you don't. And Dominican people, unfortunately, we do not get it.
Dominican Republic, you better learn how to cook. You better learn a talent. You better learn something.
Now, that's one of this guy's videos. Listen, I love his videos. I'm about to hop into his page because he got some real interesting topics, y'all. But I want you to listen to this. It's another one of his videos.
The fact is that I am an American.
Yeah.
But
Now, before I continue to play this, because I am going to hit, you know what? I should put part one. Let's go to his page because I want to play part one of that one. Let's play in order. Here we go. Now, let me ask y'all this one question. All right? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share the live. Help a shorty bring awareness. Help a shorty get into the algorithm. Let's bring awareness. Let's bring attention to the youth. Let's show them that there's a different way. There's a different path That is not the way that they think that things got to get done out here. There's other ways, that there's more things for them to learn and much more, y'all. Listen, let me ask y'all a question. I don't know how many of y'all know about y'all tribes, but I know that I'm a Taino, right? And ever since I've learned what I am, I've been proud of it, and I've been standing 10 toes down on what I am and who I am, right? Now, let me ask you this. Just because you was born here in America, right? But your parents are like Cuban or they're Brazilian or they're Puerto Rican, does you being born here in America not make you a Cuban or a Brazilian or a Puerto Rican or a Dominican? Does it not make you a Taino for those that go by tribes? Does it matter where you're born to claim what you are? Now let's watch this and y'all will understand where I'm coming. Now I have to stay on TikTok, so I do apologize. I'm reading the messages from my phone. I just got my phone back because my daughter got dropped off to school, so I'm trying my best. That's why I'm staying a little longer. I know that in a little bit I gotta get back on this phone and I gotta start doing a whole bunch of stuff. So I want to thank everybody that's rocking out with a shorty, that is listening, supporting a shorty. And like I said, y'all can leave y'all comments right there. Y'all can chat with a shorty. Y'all can give y'all perspectives, give y'all opinions. I don't know if listen, maybe a lot of y'all opinions might help a shorty out when she's out here doing what she has to do when it comes to the community. So listen, I want to thank all of y'all because since I said that I'm going to do what I'm going to do, I've been doing it. I've been accomplishing it. It's been taking me some time, and I've had to learn how to have patience in order to accomplish each one of these goals. So for those of y'all that be like, oh no, man, it's not going to happen, just listen, it'll get there. It may seem like forever, and you may have a whole bunch of obstacles thrown your way. But one way or another, listen, if there's a will, there's a way. So if you really have faith and you have hope, it's going to happen. But trust and believe is not going to be easy. What's easy is not meant to be. Listen, I'm gonna read y'all something in a minute, but let's keep listening to this. Let's watch this video. And like I told y'all, I can't really, so I'm gonna pause while I'm on the video. I can't cam up or nothing, so I'm gonna speak and pause it because I'm on TikTok. There's a whole different app on the computer right now. So it took me to a whole different window, and I'm trying to StreamYard and listen. A lot of y'all that know how to deal with StreamYard, y'all know I'm talking about how hard that shit is. But just listen to what they're saying. And like I said, before I press play, just because you're born in a certain city or a certain place, does that mean that you are not what your parents are? For example, if your parents are Cuban, or if your parents are Colombian, or if your parents are Jamaican, or your parents are Brazilian, or if your parents are Dominican or Puerto Rican, just because you're born in the United States in America, right? Does it mean that you're not none of the above? You cannot be called a Cuban. You cannot be called a Jamaican or a Dominican because you were born in the United States or because you were born in American soil, as they say. But let's see what she says. Let's see if she's wrong. Let's see if she's right. Right? Like, I want to hear what y'all got to say when it comes to this lady. Listen, some of y'all might see her as a Karen. I think I might see her as confused. But let's see what she has to say. But in your opinion, if you're born in American soil and your parents are Cuban or your parents are Jamaican, does that make you only American, or aren't you Cuban too? Wouldn't that make you a Cuban American, American Cuban, whatever you want to call that? But let's watch this, y'all. Ugh. What's going on? They don't want me to play it. Let's do it again. There we go.
I don't want to be a white girl. I've never, been a white girl. I've been treated as a white person, and I am white, but I don't.
Now I want y'all to hear her. She said, "I am white, but I want y'all to hear her."
Necessarily identify.
Sure.
I don't identify myself as white. I identify myself as a Cuban American, as Latina.
You are, by lineage, you are no different than the typical Caucasian in this country. Just the white American. You're equally the same European descent. However, because your parents are from Cuba, just on that little thing alone would cause the white American to reject you. Am I right on that?
Yep, that's fair.
You're equally the same people as the gringos. You're equally the same European descent, German descent, whatever, right? As the white people here, but because your parents.
Biologically, my father was of European descent, of German descent. My mother, as far as I can identify, again, it's been harder to track down my mother's lineage than it has my father's lineage. But as far as I can track down, my mother is French, Spanish, and Portuguese.
You prefer to identify as Hispanic rather than a white person, right? Like
Right.
a gringo.
Yeah.
And you know what?
So what's crazy is that she prefers to identify. And that's the problem with a lot of people. She says that her mom is Spanish, but she doesn't know if it's from Cuba or Colombia or what. She just knows she's Spanish. So she doesn't really know her lineage like that unless she takes the ancestry test. But let's keep going. I want to know, like, what is y'all opinion?
What I would support that you are Hispanic or Latino, whichever. I actually support that because technically you fit the criteria of Hispanic and or Latino because you are a Spanish speaker and you descend from Europe. That to me is exactly what a Hispanic or Latino is. Your heritage is European descent. The language of
a lot of y'all gonna be confused why he's saying that. He is saying that because the original European language is Spanish. A lot of y'all gonna be like, no, that's not true. Yes, it is. Go look it up. The original European language is Spanish.
Spanish is obviously Latin language. So yes, you are Hispanic and Latino. Where I said is, do you categorize me also under the same umbrella as Latino and Hispanic? And you said yes. And I said, how does that work? And you explained because we speak the same language. And I said, the only reason why I speak your language is because your people took away mine. That's why I speak yours. You speak it because that's actually your European heritage to speak it. I speak it because your people took away my language and forced us to speak yours. So
that's a fact. And that's for all the Native Africans and all the Native Indians. What's crazy is here in America, we wasn't told. I just figured out not so long ago what my native language was, and it's Arabic. Do we talk to our kids enough to let them know who they are, what tribes they come from? If they really are European, if they really are American, if they really are, what they are, what they say they are, who they representing. Do your kids know that do your kids know if they're representing the right culture or not? The right heritage or not? Let's be real. How many of you parents can really say that your kids know what their heritage is, where they come from? And be real.
that actually makes us two different types of people.
Yeah, I'm the colonizer and you're the colonized.
Absolutely. The fact that you're trying to categorize me under the same umbrella as you because I speak the language that your people forced me to speak, I disagree that I am also a Latino and Hispanic on the strength of that.
Okay.
Now, he explains it a little better for those of you who've asked in the past why I've said the stuff that I say and why do I deny certain things. Because I know who I am. I know where I come from. If I could, right now, in a matter of minutes, I would learn my native language. But I'm doing my research on it. And I've been doing it for a minute, but it's because I want to be for sure what I am doing. And it's crazy though. Like, I know that Spanish is not my native language.
That. So do you understand that when I say that I agree that you are the Latino and Hispanic? That is what I'm always trying to fight for. That it's people like you who should be the Latino and Hispanic, but people like me are not, because the only thing that makes me a Hispanic is the fact that I speak Spanish. I'm against that because how could you categorize me?
And that's true. The only thing that makes me a Hispanic is because I speak Spanish. But I speak both languages. I speak Spanish and English, but once again, both the European language.
In the same as you, if the reason why you speak Spanish is because that's actually your true heritage. Me, I speak it because people of your heritage took away my heritage and replaced it with yours. That's
Oh shit, you're right.
right.
Fuck. No,
Yeah.
so okay, so let me ask you a question. So what? So I mean, because like I respect you 100%, and I want to be able to identify you as you wish to be identified. I identify you as Hispanic, and in your eyes, that's incorrect. How would you identify yourself?
The problem with all of this is that these identities were created by Europeans and forcefully given to indigenous people to replace our real ethnicities and our ethnic identity. So if I identify with what you identify, you have won and you have completely erased me because I'm no longer identifying as my people.
Which would make us extinct. So if we don't represent our tribes and our heritage and our culture, we will be erased. Wake up. So for those of you that are still asleep, listen, go back to bed because you can't walk around not being able to see what's going on around you. You're blindfolded right now. Good night.
I'm identifying you as if saying I am just like you because you have taken everything that I am and replaced it with you. That's why it's problematic to me that I identify as the same as you because I am in fact not you, not by lineage, not by ancestry, nothing. I am the opposite of you in this aspect. I am the people that your people effed over. If I take whatever terminologies that you give me, if I allow you to identify me, so you mean to tell me that you get to be the people that come, try to wipe us out, and after you try to wipe us out and we survive, you tell us, okay, you can no longer identify as a Arawak, Tarahumara, as a Mexica. You are now Hispanic. Not only did you physically try to erase me, but after you didn't achieve to 100% erase me, now you want to erase my ethnicity.
Now, for those of you that want to quote Malcolm X so much, on one of his tours, he said it exactly. He said, we're all brothers and sisters. He said, we're in America because we were stolen from our rightful land and enslaved. He preached and lost his life for it, but he was willing because he believed in what he was speaking on and what he was fighting for. Let me ask any of y'all, and I don't know how many would be honest, because I'm gonna cut this down, I'm gonna edit this, and I'm gonna upload it. How many of y'all are willing to actually lose your life for what you believe in? How many of y'all are willing to get up, speak up, stand up, and fight for what you believe in? I hear everybody say, I'm gonna fight. I'm speaking up. Yeah? How? Sitting down like this, waiting for what you call the white man to give you what you want? For you to have your strings pulled by the puppet master, which is the president or whoever y'all want to call? Why are we not getting up fighting the right people? Huh? Y'all say y'all so brave. And I'm not trying to start some shit. What I'm saying is when are we going to get up and speak up? But speak up for what's right. Us women talk about women empowerment, but we dragging these men down the streets, locking these good men up. And I'm not speaking on behalf of these bad men. We know about these bad men. We talk about them every day. But let me tell you something, and a lot of women is going to get mad at me for what I'm about to say. We talk about these bad men so much, right? We give them so many opportunities. When are we going to speak about these good men? When are we going to speak about the good things that they do? How they help our kids? The ones that are helping our communities. When are we going to speak on them? When are we going to stop shining the light on the negative people and start shining the light on the positive people? Because there's a lot of good men out here that are trying to do the best they can do. But us women bring them down, break them down into pieces to the point where they can't even fight no more. And you would think like, oh, you a man, get the fuck up and fight. A man cannot cry. So if they can't cry, then tell me why a lot of them, like Kevin Gates says, why do a lot of them got them tears coming down their cheeks? When they break down and cry to the person that they confide in, that they trust the most. For those of you that sit here and tell these little boys that it's not okay for a man to cry, that it is not okay for a man to do this, that a man cannot sit here and defend himself against a woman when a woman sits here and disrespects him. Let me tell you something. A man, yes, should walk away when a woman is disrespectful. When a woman is like this, when a woman is saying that, when a woman is acting like this, a man should never put his hands on a woman, yes. But here's my problem with that right now. A lot of women are taking advantage of that shit. And what's crazy is, for all y'all women that say that I got sons, I don't see y'all fighting hard enough. Because y'all sons is losing their lives out here on these streets because of these fast-ass little girls, because of these fast-ass women, because of these grown-ass women that can't sit here and put a chastity belt on and see that she's a grown-ass woman, and instead of guiding this young man to the right path, she want to sit here and get inside his crib with him. She want to sit here and rock his cradle. She want to sit here and sing him a lullaby and feed him full of cash. Oh, is y'all in here? If his mama couldn't raise him right, neither could you. But see, then these men come out here looking for that, and these little women their age and younger. Same thing goes for the women, it's vice versa. Don't get it fucked up. There's men out here trying to groom young ladies, young women out here. And a lot of you women turning all the cheeks that y'all don't got to turn. Sitting here promoting it on social media. Sitting here sponsoring it like it's a commercial, an ad. So fucked up in the head and y'all don't see it. Y'all want to change? We can't even teach our kids where we come from, let alone how to be young men and young ladies. But y'all want to sit here and say, I represent Malcolm X. Malcolm X this, Malcolm X that. What are you doing? This man sat here and lost his life in front of a lot of people. This shit was recorded to give a message to a lot of people to see that we need to be united and not divided. That united we can conquer, and divided we crumble. But we're not teaching this to our kids. No, we're not. We're teaching our little boys to put their hands on these girls just cause. We're teaching these little girls to provoke these boys to put their hands on these little girls just cause. The reason I say that is for all y'all women out here that say I'm the shit, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that. But why your little girls out here chasing these little boys with brooms and sticks and that because a little boy just dissed her, a little boy just curved her, a little boy just said, you're ugly, I don't want you, I want what they call my little girlfriend. Because a little boy is trying to allegedly be faithful at the age of 13 or 14. You got these little girls acting like these grown-ass women, getting these little boys to come out here and fight these little boys where all this should get initiated. And now you don't just got the little kids fighting. Oh, no. And guess what? In the middle of these fights, it's all mixed up. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Blacks, Mexicans. We don't see that, right? Because these kids is all mixed up. They all dating different nationalities, different races, different cultures. But yet, we're not teaching these little girls how to carry themselves in these streets, how to be ladies in these streets. I'm not saying that a little girl can't fight and defend herself, but a little girl shouldn't feel as though that when a boy calls her ugly, she's supposed to right away sit here and throw a punch and then get disrespectful with a little boy. And then some of them get as far as, and they want to mention family members or probably a deceased one, to the point where the little boy is trying to control himself. And he's like, fuck this. Forget what my mama and my daddy just taught me, but this little girl needs to listen, man. It's crazy and it's fucked up to say, because I'm cutting this shit down the middle, and it's vice versa. It starts at home, and y'all want the government to do it for y'all. Y'all want to keep sitting here collecting these food stamps and these welfare checks and all this. Now we got these little kids out here popping babies, don't know who the baby daddy is. You got motherfuckers out here thinking that, oh my God, Krishan Rock is the one I need to look up to. as little girls. Cardi B is the one that I got little girls talking about, I can't cook, I can't clean, but she should some head real mean. Like, come on. Now that's what y'all think we need to be teaching our kids? That's the way to go about it. But y'all can't sit here and talk to them where they come from and the things that we could do. These little girls out here acting like they in their 20s. Literally, little girls out here getting pregnant at the age of 10 and 11. But y'all say y'all care so much. I hear so many people preaching and nobody doing nothing. And y'all, when people like us get up and speak up and stand up, y'all want to bring us down. Y'all want to bash us. It's like, for example, I sat here and I gave the best message that I could to Hassan Campbell the best way I could. With the little bit of time that I had, all the times that, I spoke to the man. I'm not going to bash him. I'm not going to bring him down. But it's like people were expecting me to curse him out. People were expecting me to say this. People were expecting me to say that. No. I feel as though he needs to be off of YouTube. I feel as though like this man, #mental health is serious. My opinion isn't going to change about that man because people want to come on my panel. People want to DM. People want to say this and people want to say that. At the end of the day, listen, I just give my opinion and I give my perspective. Because I can't sit here and preach to my kids. Don't act like a fool on social media. Don't act like a fool out here on these streets. Don't sit here. Listen, learn how to walk away from from certain situations. Every battle is not meant to be won. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and speak to my kids and preach this to them and then sit here and do the same thing on social media. And then I'm going to sit here and fight with somebody that I don't fucking know from a can of paint that I'm just giving an opinion on. What am I beefing with this person for? This person doesn't even want to be helped. So I'm sitting here going back and forth on social media like a lot of these clowns and fools do. But what? Because we're not even roasting. We're not even doing a comedy skit. We're not doing none of that. We don't even know each other. To start a war for what? Man already got a death sentence. He got a death wish. He's a dead man walking. And it's a shame to say it. Prayers to his family. This is a man that if he really cared about his family, he would stay off of social media, especially knowing the shit that he's doing out here, knowing and saying the stuff that he's doing. Like, come on. If he really cared about his family, knowing that if he really did get shot, like, damn, I just put my family at risk. I mean, fall back real quick and do what I got to do the way I got to do it. Shout out to Miss 504 because for the first time in a long time, I haven't heard nobody give an opinion in a perspective the way she did about this man yesterday. And I watched her live, and when she spoke on him, listen, she gave a great ass perspective, a great opinion. And at the end of the day, listen, man, for those of y'all that want to get ratchet, that want to get reckless and stupid, at the end of the day, y'all can go ahead and do it. Y'all, listen, man, y'all can start your own channels and start beef, start play channel. Listen, whatever y'all want to do. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of us out here that really do got a message. That's why I say, listen, I'm not no Hassan Campbell out here. I'm not here for plays. I'm not here for skits. I'm not here for clicks and views and all that shit. Yeah, I want people to click and view my message, but I'm not here for this dumb shit that y'all here for. So y'all can keep on going. For those of y'all that expect for me to act ratchet, I'm not. Because then that would make me a hypocrite in the eyes of my kids. Because I'm not going to sit here and preach one thing to them and be the complete opposite. You know what that would make me look like? I'm sorry to say it. It's Sister T. For those of y'all that don't know who she is, that's the person that sat here almost played the shit out of me last year. And I'm going to say it. I stayed quiet for a while, but I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, I've never seen somebody self-destruct on social media that these people have. Hassan Campbell, Sister T, a lot of people. And what's crazy is I've never seen so many pedophiles on social media, so many predators on social media together, and a lot of women condone to it. I've never seen survivors act the way that these people act on social media, but they doing it. I feel like I'm in a whole nother dimension. Like I'm in the whole fucking wrong. I'm in the wrong world. Like, shit be crazy. But let's finish listening to what he's saying. I'm sorry I got off track a little bit. Let's go back to this video.
Ethnicity by giving me what you want me to identify. And that is part of the erasure, ethnic erasure. Has most of the men you've dated in your life, have been Hispanics?
I do not date Hispanics. I don't prefer them. Mostly because my father was machista and I just have an aversion to people that identify themselves strongly as Hispanic, who heavily self-identify as Hispanic. I live in a very Hispanic community. We have all different kinds of, we have Puerto Ricans, Colombians, Ecuadorians, Salvadorians, Mexicans, Cubans. I don't relate. I never really wanted to associate because a lot of that also came with my mother. My mother was very elitist as well. So she was always preoccupied with what the family looked like. You had to be a certain person. You had to act ladylike. You had to present yourself the proper way. So there was an elitism in my mother.
You begin to understand why I find it very problematic when identifying as Latino and Hispanic. Meanwhile, she identifies as that because you see, Mims has been fighting to claim to be Hispanic, but she has now revealed she prefers not to date Hispanics because they're usually tend to be machistas. But see, the reality of things is that the machista, misogynist ideology comes from European influence. So this is why it's so important
100%.
to separate myself from the Hispanic and Latino because she has been trying so hard to fight today to claim not to be white, but to instead claim to be Hispanic. But then she does an F with Hispanics. You get what I'm saying?
No. Oh, wait. Let me. I may have misspoken. I used to not. I used to not. I rejected being white because I identified more closely with my Cuban roots.
But your roots are in Europe.
No. Yes, my biology is European.
Now, see, this is what happens when you don't know nothing about your history. Hey, listen, a lot of people can get mad at what I'm saying. Let me take a minute, give a shout out to all those that are supporting the shorty. Yes, I got some time today, so I'm taking advantage. Shout out to those that are rocking on with me and that are supporting me.
Mims has been rejected.
And make sure y'all subbed up. If y'all not subbed up, y'all won't be able to see when I go live. Like I said, I do not schedule my lives. I just do.
Affected by other white people because of the mess that the European has created. This is not the doing of people of color, if you will. This is the doing of white people's. This is all white people's mess. All of it. The reason why I have an issue with what Mims is doing is because she is choosing an identity that we have no choice but to take on. We have had no choice but to take on that identity that she has the privilege to choose back and forth from. So this is their doing and this is their mess. So if they're suffering from this, I can't feel bad because this is all you. Your tears are supposed to make me feel guilty. We have no choice but to accept being a Cubano, a Puerto Riqueño. We're supposed to be Arawak. We're supposed to be Zapoteco. But
that's a fact. We're supposed to be Native Indians, as they call us. The people, us, the ones that us try to break this down is hard because I do not like breaking us down like this. But out of us people that y'all call black, they're Native Africans. But y'all sit here and want to say that we're this. Do y'all know, once again, where y'all come from? And I'm trying my very best to not say certain words so that my page don't get striked because I might end up saying the wrong word. Unless, I really, listen, YouTube be a a-hole sometimes.
Because of you, now we have to be a goddamn Cuban or a goddamn Mexican. But see, you are like, you know what? I know I'm white, but I feel like being Cuban.
I understand that I have the privilege to switch back and forth, but I don't choose to be Cuban. I have always been Cuban. I am Cuban. I am Cuban. And you can't take that away from me.
You're
and I will
American,
fight you
though.
to take that away from me.
In your birth certificate, it doesn't say Cuban.
You cannot tell me who I choose to identify as. And again, you cannot take that away from me.
I'm not taking away that you are Cuban. I'm telling you that you technically are not. It's not even an opinion of mine. It is a fact that you are not Cuban, because to be Cuban, you'd have to be born in Cuba, because Cuban is a nationality. I'm not taking nothing away from you. I am pointing out to you the fact that you are
And the
not
fact
Cuban.
is, yes, the fact is that I am an American.
Yeah.
But I identify as a Cuban American. That makes me Cuban.
That's
The
Identifying as a Cuban and what you really are two different things. You're identifying as such, but what you really are is not. Oh,
what makes someone
I
Cuban.
would have been had it not been for circumstances outside their control. I would have been Cuban if that wasn't taken from me.
No one took it from you, though. You just never were.
How dare you tell me that I cannot be and do not identify as being Cuban? I can't be who I want to be.
You
and who
could.
I feel that I am.
You could. But it's just not true, though.
I don't want to be a white girl. I've never,
and it's true. Like, this is just crazy because this is what they're doing now. They got this non-binary thingy. They telling you that if you think that you're a monkey, then you're a monkey. Well, then if they think that they're monkeys, right, and then they're considered monkeys, why not just put them in the zoo with the monkeys?
The fact is that I am an American.
Yeah.
But I identify as a Cuban American. That makes me Cuban.
That's not what makes someone Cuban.
I would have been had it not been for circumstances outside their control. I would have been Cuban if that wasn't taken from me.
No one took it from you, though.
Yo, somebody in the comments funny as hell. They said, I'm a dolphin from here on out, y'all. I'm a kangaroo then. Shit. I'm a kangaroo. I identify as a kangaroo. I have a baby in my pouch. You can't tell me that's not a baby kangaroo. I have a little Joey in my pocket.
Oh, you just never were.
How dare you tell me that I cannot be and do not identify as being Cuban? I can't be who I want to be.
I'm a kangaroo. Do you want to still be with me? I can't with some people. You cannot tell me I'm not a kangaroo. Yo, this chick is out of pocket. Come on, TikTok.
You could. You could. But it's just not true, though.
This is the part that I want you guys to understand, is that I was never given that choice. I would have been that Cuban that I was meant to be. And now you're ripping that shit away. You're ripping it away. Do you see
how do you rip something away from somebody that was never theirs to begin with? They're just claiming something that never belonged to them. So how is you ripping something away from that person?
So you're crying and suffering because you feel like I'm trying to take something from you. But let me tell you something. I'm not taking anything from you. I'm only pointing out the fact that to be Cuban, you have to be born there.
I am telling you right now, I was born in the United States. I am an American. I admit that. I agree with that. 100%. Let's move on with that. My nationality as an identified person is Cuban. And every single fucking time you tell me I'm a white girl, every single fucking time you try to rip that away from me and tell me I'm fucking European, you are denying that from me.
Is your DNA fully European?
Who the fuck gives a shit? Yo sé hablar español. Mi primer idioma fue español.
That's the European language. European language.
Cada vez que yo quiero
Oh snap!
The only one that's been stripped away, the only
Yo, she's saying that every time she want to identify as a Cuban, every time she want to identify as something, they just want to strip it away. But she wasn't the one that got stripped away from anything. Our ancestors did. That's the crazy part. She wasn't the one that was enslaved. And what's crazy is, I'm gonna leave that for another live, because I might hurt a lot of feelings with what I was about to just say. So let's keep going.
only one that has been stripped away from their culture and identity is us, from your people. You have not been stripped away from anything, from nothing at all. You are crying and suffering because you feel like I'm trying to take something from you. I'm not taking anything at all. I'm not taking nothing from you. I'm only telling you the technicalities of nationality, and you're trying to claim a nationality that isn't yours. That's it. That's it. I have not taken anything from you. Nothing at all. Nothing.
You don't know the fucking thing. You don't know the fucking trauma that you're causing right now. I have had to fight for years. I'm 40.
Yo, she just said, my whole life I had to fight.
You're fucking 8 years old. And all of a sudden, you want to take the only thing that I have left to hold on to. You
What are you holding on to?
want to rip that away from me. How better is that from you? Them taking that away from somebody who wants to identify themselves as transgender.
Wait,
Or
what?
wants to identify themselves as anything they fucking wish they are. I am Cuban. Mi primer idioma fue español.
European language.
Es español. Si tú me lo quieres robar. How?
All right. How in the world are we snatching away what was never taken from you to begin with? Because you're European. Spanish and English is your original languages, and Spanish is the original one. I think English came afterwards, didn't it?
Dare you? How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? You know why I don't date Hispanic men? It has nothing to do with my culture. It has to do with my fucking father. The reason why I don't date Hispanic men.
Oh,
it has nothing fucking to do with my culture.
But you said it was, though. You said you don't date specifically Hispanics, though.
Because my father's Hispanic, you
You are European descent. That's not.
I am a Cuban American, and I will be mad if you take that from me. I am a Cuban American. Listen to this. I am a Cuban American, and I will be fucking damned if you take that away from me.
I'm not taking anything at all from you.
En mi corazón, en mi alma, soy cubana.
I get it. I get it now, man. I do. Check this out. I'm gonna prove to you that I get it. You said the key word. I finally get it. I finally get it. You said that in your heart. That's the key word. Now I get it. In your heart, I got you. Check this out. In your heart, you're Cuban. In your heart, you're Cuban. Never mind the fact that, check this out. Watch, I'm gonna prove to you that I get it. Never mind the fact that you are European descent. You're fully a German, whatever, right? Never mind that. In your heart, you're born in the U.S., but you're completely European descent. But in your heart, you're Cuban. Finally, I get it, because want to know something? In my heart, I feel like I'm a dolphin. So I get it. Finally, I get it. In my heart, I'm a dolphin. In my heart, never mind that I'm human. Never mind that I'm Mexican. Never mind that I'm indigenous. Never mind. In my heart, I'm a dolphin. I get it now. Boom. You're good. You're good to go. You're good. No arguments no more. You won. You convinced me. That's it. You're good. You're good.
I no longer feel safe here. So the fact is that
No, she just said, I no longer feel safe here. I'm so done. He gave her what she wanted, and she said, I no longer feel safe here. So what the fuck? Yo, I can't. See, I could it came out. Some dumb peoples. I'm done. Let's play this one last one before I move on.
Like the common Mexican, I didn't even know what Thanksgiving was. I just knew it as a day of giving thanks. Thanks for what? I don't know. We never were told why. We never learned or were told about the history of what are we giving thanks to. So as a kid with my family, we celebrated Thanksgiving. However, when I was 23 years of age, I met this Native American. His name was Arlie Steele, a white Mexican Apache from the San Carlos Reservation. The reason why I met him was because I was a tattoo artist at the time, so he wanted native pride tatted on his forearm. As I was tattooing him, I realized that he had an accent when he spoke English. The irony is when you look at him and you look at me, you think we're related. So I assumed that he was Honduran or Salvadorian or something. He probably speaks Spanish. That's why he has an accent. So when I said to him, hey, where are you from? I'm from Arizona. But I mean, like, your race. He says, oh, Native American. I was so ignorant to what Native American even was. When I thought about Native American, I thought about what the movies, Dances with Wolves, these guys dressed in skin and with feathers, meaning of people that no longer exist. So when this guy is getting native pride, I have no idea what that means. I'm just doing a tattoo. So when I asked him and he says, I'm native, I really don't even know what that means because I can't equate that someone who looks like me is one of those people riding around in horses wearing the animal skin and the feathers on his head. You speak Spanish? Nah, man. What language do you speak? Of course, I asked him because of the accent. He said, I speak Apache. Apache meaning like, ooh, that Apache? And he starts laughing. He said, yeah. I said, so you're Native American? Yeah, that's why I'm getting the tattoos. I was like, oh. And I'm thinking in my head, I thought y'all were really? That's what I thought. Because if you pay attention to movies, every time they make a movie of Native Americans, it's a history movie. It's a past tense. It's never a modern Native American. When have you seen a modern Native American movie? As I'm tattooing him, he's teaching me about his culture, his ancestry, what goes on in the reservation that he was born in, that he was raised in. And as he's telling me about his culture, something is resonating. 2 years later, my grandpa said something to me. He said, you know, the people where you're from are known as the Yaqui people. Just a simple comment that he made. I already had the conversation with the Apache. So when my grandpa says, where you're from, the people are known as Yaqui, I stopped. What did you say, sir? Oh, I was just saying the people where you're from, they're known as Yaqui. The Native American word doesn't exist. So I'm not expecting him to say, oh, the Native American. No, the people of that pueblo are known as Yaqui. I learned that my grandma's first language is Nahuatl. When I learned this, I began to make sense of what the Apache was telling me and why it resonated with me. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that this whole time, me as a Mexican, I've been proud to speak Spanish, thinking that's our language. And then you go to Mexico and you see all kinds of different races. And they're just Mexican because Mexican is the nationality. But I've been claiming to be Mexican as if they were a race for my whole life.
Mom would say I didn't get my blood, and I thought it was a race the entire time.
The same thing over here. You know what's crazy is that until I didn't meet my baby pops around the age of 21, I didn't really start understanding all of this because I was really naive. I was ignorant to the facts.
Mexican people say Mexican is in my blood. It used to make sense to say that, but now it does not. When I was 23 years of age, I ran into an article. The article was about Thanksgiving. This article was not describing what we today blindly and ignorantly celebrate. What is it that we're celebrating? Now, in my case, when I read this article, it showed images of Native American women being tied up from their feet to trees, pregnant bellies cut open. It was describing all the ways that the Spaniards were unaliving the Native American women. When I read this, I wasn't too shocked that these things happen. Of course, I've seen movies where white folks are fighting with the Native Americans in these older movies. I've seen that stuff. I'm aware of the wars in the past. However, I never knew that Thanksgiving, what it really represents is when the pilgrims sat down with the Native Americans and pretended to offer peace. And once they gathered them around and got them drunk, they wiped them out. That is the real gathering of Thanksgiving.
So basically, our whole lives, we've been celebrating the slaughtering of our ancestors and just praising it. Like, hey, we celebrating like the killing, the deaths of each and every one of our ancestors. Same thing with Christmas. And a lot of people don't peep it, but y'all got the nerves that without knowing your history to come at people that actually know what they're talking about. Or if not, y'all got the audacity to make them look like if they're crazy. But you don't know your history. So who's crazy? Who's dumb? Who don't know what they're talking about? When you haven't even picked up a book yet and figured out who you are and where you come from.
When I learned this and realized how evil it was, it affected me. However, when I learned that these people that this happened to, it wasn't a people of the past. It was us, our people, our ancestors. Wait a minute. I've been celebrating the wiping away of our own ancestors. So I'm giving thanks to the colonizers coming and wiping us out. These Native Americans are not a people of the past. It's us. We have just been rebranded as Mexicans, Salvadorian, Guatemalan.
I'm saying that me showing y'all that video from Malcolm, by the way, shout out to my baby Pops because he was the first person that actually showed me that video. The real video of Malcolm X when, when his last day here on Earth. So it's kind of like he talks about all of this stuff, how we've been lied to and played, and we're not even paying attention. But y'all want to sit here and say that y'all honor Malcolm X, that y'all sitting here, what? Y'all doing what? This man lost his life and we forgot what message he was trying to pass along.
Latino, Hispanic. It's called ethnic erasure or ethnic cleansing. You kidnap a people, you shove them in Indian boarding school, force them to no longer speak their languages, remove their original names, and force them to have Spanish names, English names, French names, Portuguese names, just like slavery for Black people. Also kidnapped, stripped away from their ethnicities, their culture, everything that they are. Black people now today identify as Johnson, speak English, speak Spanish. The only difference here is that Black people have a good idea that they're not white versus us, who on paper, we've been identifying as white. And that's how much ethnic cleansing has affected us. We've been blinded by the fact that they took away our names, our languages, our culture, everything that we are, and replaced it with the colonizer's identity. Hence, colonialism. When I think about the aftermath of colonialism, ethnic cleansing, and acculturation, and then I see us celebrating Thanksgiving, we're giving thanks because they took away everything. They slaughter our ancestors. They built their own countries on top of our corpses. That is Thanksgiving. I can't get thanks to that.
I didn't know really what happened in Thanksgiving until like a year ago. And I told my mom, I'm going to celebrate Thanksgiving. She's like, ¿por qué no?
So one day my mom hits me up on Thanksgiving.
So what Heb's saying that, and for those of y'all that that don't know y'all history, and hopefully a lot of y'all won't go by what he's just saying, won't go by what I'm saying. Y'all will go out there and do your own history and research. Y'all will go out there and do your own research on history and figure out who your ancestors are and who y'all really are. Because at the end of the day, it shows us all of our ancestors went through this. We've been lied to. We've been led to believe things that are not real, that are not true. But we say we honor Malcolm X, we honor Martin Luther King. How can we? Malcolm X sacrificed his life, and we're still not even honoring it the right way. A lot of people still don't even understand the message of why he did what he did. But y'all want to sit here and say that y'all doing the right thing. Y'all sit here saying y'all fighting. What y'all fighting for? For more beef? For more drama? For more killings? Because I don't see enough people standing up and speaking up.
says, hey, I got the turkey ready. And this would be the first time I said, I'm not celebrating that. And she said, wait, what? What are you talking about? I'm not celebrating that day of mass unaliving. What are you talking about, son? I said, Mom, did you know that Thanksgiving is giving thanks to the fact that the Europeans wiped out Native Americans? And she said, that has nothing to do with that. That has everything to do with that. And that represents us as a whole. We think that has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with it. We just are so ignorant and unaware of who we actually are. Like the common Mexican, I didn't even know what Thanksgiving was.
We are unaware. We're ignorant to the facts. We think we know it all, but do we know it all? Do we understand what's really happening to us? They don't talk about us, only when there's a crime. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that in this world, with or without money, we're all richer than the poor? The problem is those that say that I'm reaching out to give a hand and stay they leeching hands is itching, ready to see you missing. Well, thinking what to write, something inside me told me I can freestyle or I can rap. I can go with a rhythm that can make you dance. Tell you what I see on a daily, tell you everything's okay just to avoid dilemma. Or I can simply bring you something positive to the table and warn you of the ongoing problems that we're having. Instead, I have to reach out to my conscience once again as I watch the crime and the violence rise and the kids lose their innocence. Now the concept of forming a home day by day loses its essence. They don't want to hear that. I can't keep my arms crossed in front of the system. If I don't do something, I'm also part of the problem. As guilty as the one that pulls the trigger, like the person in the crowd that hits the record button on their phone to expose a lie instead of the truth for clout. They need 1,000 views. The government doesn't have a solution. The problem started when we took God out the equation. The problem ain't us celebrating. The problem is that we're a nation divided when we should be a nation united and pray. That's how we live today. When problems occur, we come up with a meaning. Laugh a little, move on with no care in the world, as if it ain't even a thing in this world. If it's like this today, I don't want to see the future. Because nowadays, they'll make a meme out of a person that can't even see the day of light no more. What makes you think they care? They can't even break bread at the table. I don't know how you want to be rappers and lyricists can go on with life, living on an illusion of nothing good to write. Talking about killing someone, selling drugs with pride, until the scripts are flipped and it's someone you love dies. Right? This ain't solved by activating the National Guards and going behind bars. This is deeper. This is me and you. And they say as time passed by, we'll heal everything. Shit, you know these scars? I seen time flash by and everything. Leaving me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror, looking at myself, say, girl, you're everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So unless you walk a mile in my shoes, don't say anything. Just take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure you look both ways when you cross me, and that's on everything. Okay. But yeah, I've noticed that we're having that big issue in our community when it comes to our kids, when it comes to the racism. I noticed that the moms ain't really being moms out here. It is so much going on, so much drama that, like I said earlier, what is it going to take? Like, I want to ask this one question to a lot of you women out here. What is it going to take for us women to actually unite and fight for the right things out here? What is it going to take for us to stop bringing down these men, these good men in our communities, to stop putting away the good baby daddies out here? Because a lot of y'all is preaching, my baby daddy ain't this, my baby daddy ain't that, my baby daddy is a deadbeat, my baby daddy, ain't worth nothing. But at the end of the day, a lot of y'all are the reason why y'all baby daddies ain't shit. Why y'all baby daddies ain't worth nothing. Because at the end of the day, these men try to be a part of their kids' lives. But it's like y'all can't let them be a part of their kids' lives unless y'all are a part of their lives. But it's crazy because y'all want y'all cake and eat it too. Y'all got men out here that are willing to give their lives for their kids, but yet we don't see that as women here in America. We got more rights over our kids than the men do. You go out there to the third world countries, guess what? Men have more rights over their kids than the women do. The women have to abide by what the man says. But y'all sitting here saying we don't have enough women's rights. No, we're not doing what we got to do with our women's rights. We're not fighting for the right things. We're fighting for the wrong things. We out here putting men that actually provide for their kids, for their boys, their daughters. Like we're fighting them. We're arguing with them. We're bashing them down. A lot of these men out here, a lot of them, especially the faithful ones, get cheated on for no reason. And I'm not saying that the women don't go through this, but let me sit here and tell you this, right? Especially for y'all moms out here that be like, oh, Krishan Rock, this she's the new face, the a new role model for all the women that have been scorned, that have been hurt. No, she's not. She's chose, and she keeps choosing time after time to be in the altercations that she's being in. And to me, I feel as though they're one big ass happy family. This man is actually with the both of these women, and they're on here making a play, making money off of y'all idiots out here that are feeling bad for them. And yes, I said it just like that because a lot of y'all are falling for it, falling for it because somebody that's really, really hurt by now, they would have been fed up, gotten their shit together, and left. Listen, if she was really hurt and she really cared about her child, listen, I'm not saying she don't. But what I'm trying to say is a mother, move the fuck on. Get you on your feet so that you can provide for your son if your fucking baby daddy is a deadbeat. But that's what y'all like. This is what y'all putting out here. This is what you showing these little girls. This is what y'all telling these little girls they need to go out there and look for. And before anybody says, oh, no, that's not true. Yes, it is. This is what we're showing them. These are the men that we want in our lives. We're looking for. Y'all out here chasing Peter Pans. Half these niggas out here that y'all chasing, y'all don't even know they are on the DL. And not calling them Peter Pans because listen, man, they out here like tight ass motherfucking pants that you be wondering like, damn, why is your ass looking better than mine's in them jeans? Come to find out, half these niggas out here are on the DL. They on the curve. They not straight. They ain't driving straight. They on that curve. And it's crazy as y'all love it. Y'all keep looking for it. So a lot of us females, what's crazy is don't even realize that we even got the justice system on our side. A lot of these men, we could sit here and just have another female scratch our bodies and say it was them. And what's crazy is with all this DNA and all this bullshit that they say, all this technology that they have, they won't say, "Oh, hold up, let me see. Let me scrape his fingernails to see if he actually whooped this woman's ass the way she said he did." A lot of these men are wrongfully accused for so many things because a woman is scorned, a woman is mad. And you know what's funny? This man wasn't the one that did it to her. They should sit here and put away the person that did it to them, but they don't. They don't. They put away the innocent one. And we got all these fatherless kids out here. All these kids lashing out, especially these boys. These boys that need them male figures out there. And you know what's crazy? I had a lot of people try to get in my ear when my baby pops passed away. Because his godfather, right? They was like, oh, he's not the right person to help you raise your kid. He's like this, he's like that. So many people try to get me to go against him. And look at my son now. Even though my firstborn was hard-headed, this man helped me raise these kids after their father passed away. And when I tell you they needed that, because my son at the end of the day right now is understanding things that me as a woman cannot sit here and show him. Because we could talk to them, we could try to do this and we could try to do that, but we're not men at the end of the day. We do not go through these things that these men go through. Like I don't know a lot of y'all here. Oh, y'all men not females. Y'all don't know what it is to have a period. Y'all don't know what it is to give birth. Well, us women don't know what it is to be a man. We cannot sit here and pull out our third leg, which we don't have, and piss on a toilet standing up like a regular man. We cannot sit here and feel the emotions that these men feel. We cannot sit here and think the way these men think because they think differently from us. They feel differently from us. But they do think, they do feel just like us. Like y'all think because they men, they cannot sit here and have emotions. They cannot have feelings. They cannot get hurt. They cannot cry. And that's what y'all letting these little boys to believe and think. These little girls out here are too fast. At the age of 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Y'all women out here, instead of worrying and chasing these men, need to get y'all shit straight. And it's not for all the women. This is just in general. But if that shoe fits, wear that bitch. Because it's crazy the shit that I'm seeing now that I'm older. I can't sit here and agree with a lot of y'all women. Women empowerment for what? We're ruining a lot of our little girls. A lot of our little girls are out here losing their virginity so early, having babies so early. Babies having babies, not knowing what the hell they doing. That's why I had put this on earlier. I want y'all to pay attention to this. Shout out to this little young boy. He's from Philly. I don't know what part of Philly he's from. But here's one thing I can tell y'all. He killed the song, and this little boy really put the definition of pain into rap. I don't know who he is.
Philly, that's the place where I was born. Philly, that's the place where I was born at. On the north side, but the lights was never on that. We window shop before we really shop. We can't afford that. They ban the laws. They telling all the girls you can't afford that. 300 murder, and it's still counting. Shit is serious. My young at 12, used to the murder. Ain't scared of it. People know Philly where you never see some scary shit. He died with a frown on his face. He ain't serious. Nobody said kids killing kids. Nobody raising them. Sidewalks, all the playground.
You heard how he said? Kids raising kids. Ain't nobody raising them. Nobody's teaching these kids. Nobody's educating these kids. Nobody's taking the time to actually talk to them, to guide them, to give them advice. But y'all want them to understand what? When we're creating monsters. We're creating this. This is our legacy. This is our lineage. Look what we're doing.
Nobody played them. He couldn't aim. He still was praising them because all the shots he threw, they hit his back and that disabled them. When I was young, we played freeze tag and had fun. You can't move until somebody touches you, then it's lit again. Nowadays, they still play tag over switches, and believe me, when they tag you, you ain't never gonna be in again. Really.
And I want y'all to peep how this young boy sit here and on a rap song said, "Oh, now they using glizzies." No, he said switches, not glizzies. And what I mean by that is, I'm glad he said it like that, because nowadays these kids are calling hot dogs glizzies. When you ask around, oh, that's just a slang word from up Jersey, up the Bronx, up Harlem. Since when? I know they got their own lingo. I know they got their own slang. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm from North Philly. When they used to say, get a glizzy, go get the glizzy, that was a freaking gun, a pistol, a Glock, whatever y'all want to call it. What you gonna sit here and tell this young boy, go get the glizzy, let's eat a glizzy? What you gonna put a pistol in your mouth and blow the glizzy? Blizzies. Like, what the fuck? Look at what we have these kids saying out here on these streets.
But it won't break me. I'm a fighter. Never lose a friend.
Oh shit. Young Maria's, we call them straps here too. Trust me. Go get the strap. Strap up. I think in a lot of places they call them straps. You've heard 50 Cent say it in the songs. You've heard Kevin Gates say it in his songs. Listen, a lot of rappers call it straps. But me growing up, they used the phrase straps, but it was more the older people. People my age, probably a little bit older than me, probably not yet in their 20s, probably hitting their 20s. That glizzy word got used a lot. It wasn't as much as straps. I heard it, but I heard it more in the streets, like gang members. Y'all get my point when I say that. But y'all using the definition of a glizzy for a hot dog. That shit is crazy. Listen, the first time I heard that shit, it was like, yo, I want a glizzy. I was like, you want a gun? They was like, no, I want to eat a glizzy. I'm like, you want to eat the bullet out the gun? Like, what the fuck? Like, I was confused until they sat here and they was like, it's just something that's going around on TikTok, but they've been using it in New York. They use it a lot in the Bronx. I get it, but still, look what we teaching these kids. We can't even teach them the right lingo, right slang words. Like, I'm even messed up. Like, I learned that a lot of shit that I was saying when I was young growing up don't exist. It's nothing but a slang word.
Around this kid that looked just like them. I was thrown inside the store for winter coat and didn't fight. Ever walk 20 blocks for $10 for some diapers? I know a youngin' played basketball, his mom loved him. That was her only child, so when he died, she started stressing. Philly, 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 that's.
Y'all heard what he said right there? Listen. Listen to that.
When he died, she started stressing. Philly, 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 that's the place where I was born. I know a youngin' played basketball, his mom loved him. That was her only child, so when he died, she started stressing. Philly, Philly.
This was crazy. And like I said, we out here. We're building caskets no bigger than 3 feet to lay them on the ground. We're building caskets no bigger than 4 feet to lay them on the ground. You got assassins and shooters out here, hitmans that claim to be shooters but can't even aim at their target. They hitting babies, they hitting little kids, they hitting grandmamas, they hitting granddaddies, they hitting the elderly. What we talking about? We want change. What change? When are we going to get the change? Because we're not speaking. We're not speaking up. We're not doing nothing. We're sitting around waiting for the government to do it for us. That's what we're doing.
Okay, so y'all know Gracie's Corner for the culture. It's for the culture, right?
Clap your hands, it's your birthday. Say woo woo, it's your birthday. Say woo woo, it's your
I've been
birthday.
hitting Gracie's Corner. But today, I was confronted with another YouTube channel for kids called Jules TV. And I'm going to just say this. Jules TV, not only is it for the culture, it's for the hood.
Yeah, shout out to Jules TV. My daughter loves that channel. So for y'all parents out here that want to keep showing, letting y'all kids on YouTube, there are positive channels out here, even for the kids. So all this shit that's going on with the kids can actually be avoided if y'all actually sit here and see what y'all kids is watching and try to, guide them towards the right direction too. But y'all too busy letting them watch all these dumbass clips and stuff on YouTube that just so that y'all could do whatever y'all want to do. But look.
Just listen.
1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna count with me and my friend. We gonna learn our numbers. We gonna do it again. Count with me. I'm trying to learn my numbers. Count with me. I'm trying to count my numbers. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Common sense, yo. Learning all our ABCs. ABC, we're breaking down from A to Z. The B is for bold. For bold. You for whale. For whale. And X for xylophone.
And by the way, I don't know if Letitia's still here. Letitia has her channel up and running too, and she has a lot of videos that are educational too. So listen, man, I love the videos that she does with her son. Go check out Letitia, Third Eye POV. Like, yo, shout out to Letitia. I really love what she's doing with her channel.
ABC,
Okay, so
as y'all can see, there's more. There's a whole lot of positive stuff that we could show on our kids, but we want to sit here and be showing them and doing the ratchet shit that's out here. This shit, I'm really, and I want to show y'all how smart these kids are. I want y'all to take a look at this. Since everybody want to be showing so much negative stuff, look, I want y'all to listen to this. This is how smart our kids really are.
who created you? My mother. She gave birth to me.
No, Aduka, you didn't get my question very well. Who created you?
I believe through science, human beings were born, not created. And if human beings were created in the first place, I never got to see God as my father or God as my mother. The only person who cared for me is my mother. She buys my clothes, she buys my food, she pays my fees, she does everything. God doesn't do anything for me. And if I'm supposed to stand here and say he has done something for me, I should ask. And I say he gave money. He never came and said my mother should collect the money that is given.
So you don't want to be a Christian?
Yo, This is coming from a young ass child. Like it's crazy, and y'all keep saying these kids don't know nothing. Y'all keep saying these kids ain't dumb. They not dumb. They smart. Why do you think that they are picking up on the things that we're doing as adults? Why you think they're doing these things that they're doing now? Because they are imitating exactly everything that us the adults are doing. But if we switch that up and we change that up, right? And like these parents talk to their kids, like I talk to my kids, and a lot of mothers out there talk to their kids, a lot of fathers talk to their kids out there. Shout out to those. Shout out to them. Real shit. Shout out to them. We can get more kids out here like this because we're talking to them, not at them and not past them.
No. What do you want to be? So where do you fall? Where do you belong?
The traditional belong.
So do you pour libation?
Yep, I do.
At your age, you pour libation.
Yes, I've done that before.
To who?
My ancestors.
Your ancestors. Hmm. That is what you believe in.
Yes.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ? That he came to die for our sins. Do you believe that?
I don't actually think he died for any sins or he died for sin. Because if he is the Almighty and he didn't want us to sin, he should have just made sin not exist. He could have made the word sin not exist. So why did you create sin in the first place if you don't want us to sin? It means you are setting up a trap for human beings to sin. It means you intentionally created hell as a hellhole for people to go in. And that doesn't make sense if you keep on thinking about it a million times. So I don't actually think he's almighty in a way because if you're almighty, you could have not stopped sin. And now we are sinning, you are trying to forgive us for sin. So if you are all forgiven, why don't you forgive us for sins? And when we're in hell, we don't have any way to talk to you. So how do you forgive us in the first place if we are there?
That is why, whilst you're on this earth, you don't have to commit anything so that you'll be thrown into the hellfire.
But why didn't he just stop sin if he doesn't like sin? Sin is not good because he doesn't sin. So why did he create sin? Automatically meaning that human beings created sin on our own. So we are powerful than him. Even if he created us, we are more powerful than him.
Do you believe in anointing?
Wait, what's that?
If we created sin, we are more powerful than him, the divine God, Allah Himself. Like this is coming from a kid. These adults should be ashamed of themselves. This kid got so much more knowledge and wisdom. Shame on them.
Like anointing oil or something.
Do you believe in deliverance? Do you know deliverance?
Giving birth.
No, deliverance. Somebody being prayed for and the person comes under the unction of the Holy Spirit, and the person falls down. Do you believe in that?
No, I think it's fake.
You don't believe that one day a pastor will pray for you and you fall.
Oh no, it won't even work. If it works, try. It's not going to be the pastor's work. It will be the energies that are in that group. People are poor and they are praying 247, but they are not getting anything. Then it's not God. Find a job and stop bragging about God. Now God is even if he's there, he's at his place doing something. It's looking for food.
Oh no.
If he cares so much, he'll make you successful. Right? People never pray to God and they just got money out of a containment hole. People got money for working. I've never in my life heard that this man sat down and just kept on praying for 5 years and he got money. But you can hear that this guy works hard in the government. The people who pray and they have a job but they still not going.
So you don't believe in prayers?
I believe prayer.
I want to thank everybody for showing the shorty support. Yo, if you just coming in, please make sure y'all hit that like button. Please make sure y'all share the video if y'all want to. If y'all don't, listen, you don't have to. But that like button is free. Help a shorty get into that algorithm.
Let's work, but not to him. Because he himself, when we say a prayer to him, he doesn't use it. The prayer never comes to life. It's only when you yourself you are doing it. They say if you pass the exam, you get this, and you keep on praying, you are praying, and praying, and praying, and praying.
And you don't learn.
You won't get it. But if you don't even pray and you learn alone, you go. So the praying itself is a distraction. You need to achieve what you are. So God is doing, if he's there, he's trying to do it so no one can stand up to him. But no, there are people there who are in the 5D consciousness who understand this.
Adipa, where do you believe after death? Where do we go to?
I believe we go where we want to go.
Where we want to go to?
You believe you go to heaven, you go to heaven. I've never seen anyone going to hell before. When a person dies, you don't see their ghost going up. For all you know, the ghost will still be here.
But the Bible says that it's appointed unto man.
But the Bible was written by man, so man could be lying.
Who told you? Said the Bible?
Yo, this little young boy just said what I said. He said the Bible was created by man. So the Bible could be, yeah, right. He said the Bible could be lying. Yo, it's crazy because I've always said this growing up. I'm like, yo, I don't believe in the Bible. But if, God created us, I believe in God, nothing more, nothing less. We came here some way, somehow. But I don't believe in the Bible. The stories in the Bible just don't add up with history. Some do, some don't. Like, if those of you that have read the Bible and have read the Quran and read history books and have sat here and done y'all detective work, became Inspector Gadget for 1 second, and put the clues together, y'all know where I'm coming from. Those of you that are still asleep and don't know how to walk around in the dark to get around, stay the fuck in bed because you can't see in the dark. Stay there. Stay asleep. You can't see with your eyes closed.
The Bible was written by man.
Yes, or God wrote the Bible.
Adipa, I don't know, but the kind of things you are telling me today, I'm really
It
sure.
makes sense more than the things you hear by pastor. Don't they? Do they?
Do you have a Bible in your room? You don't have a Bible?
I've never read one before.
In your life? Can you tell me any quotation in the Bible?
I don't know what the quotation is. Because I don't read it. Because it's just a waste of time. Because it's like you haven't, when you're watching someone's video, the person is getting more money. So as you're reading the Bible, the person is getting more belief off your mind. And then I'm not going to let someone feed on my brain just because you wrote a book.
And when you go to school,
Daddy, you better answer me or I'm divorcing you. You went to another country and had another kid on me? This little kid is speaking your words. Look how little he ain't never seen you or heard you. You sure those are not your genes? You went over there and left somewhere? You find out you over here trying to be Chucky, leaving your seed somewhere over there, starting to coat of little Albert Einsteins and shit. You find out that's a little you.
You say the Lord's Prayer.
I came to school today. I didn't come to school for the Lord's Prayer.
You call libation sometimes.
Yes.
To your ancestors.
Can we get to the tech?
Well, definitely, this is going to be part 1. I'll be coming back again.
So this is what done. This is part 1.
No, we are not done.
Okay, tech.
What do you know about technology?
Technology is the cutting edge of the world that to assist. On the contrary, because technology helps life to be more easier. More food you can order. Tech makes everything more simpler. Info.
Who created you?
My mother. Okay.
Hey, that's a good question to ask your kids. Who created you? And see what they say. For real. Like, yo, today we've talked a little bit about our history, about our culture, about, the stuff that is going around the bullying. Like, listen, I've told y'all about how these little girls are acting out here, how these little boys are acting. It's crazy how we're in an era where a little boy and a little girl just putting hands on each other for the pettiest of things. Like, as parents, we have to sit here and be in the school more than what the students are. We're basically a student because we have to go up to these schools to make all these complaints. It's like what they're doing. What are they doing? But there's a few of us that are actually speaking up like I'm doing, making videos, going to these community meetings and stuff like that. I yet have to speak up in the school district, yes, but I have to prepare myself for that because at the end of the day, I have to make a little speech because I have to reach them. If I want to change, I have to reach them. So I am getting myself ready. I'm preparing myself. I'm trying to figure out how am I going to talk to these people by myself. Because at the end of the day, they don't see enough of us parents speaking up fighting for what we say we believe in, or asking for, or demanding. Let's take away the asking, demanding what it is that our kids needs when it comes to these schools and much more. I already said it. Like us mothers, a lot, especially us women, mothers, sisters, friends, we need to come together and let these men also lead. Stop trying to sit here. Listen, you can be a leader too. There's plenty of women leaders. There were plenty of women leaders in the tribes too. But guess what? These women leaders knew their places when it came to these situations. Like they knew what to do, how to do it, where to do it, when to do it. Us females nowadays get in our feelings and everybody has to pay. We're scorned, the next person has to pay. We got treated bad by our family members. We gotta treat our kids like that. Like, when is the change gonna happen? When is us women gonna really fight for what's really needed to be fought for? We're supposed to be nurturers, carers, like yo, and we're sitting here being miserable, bitter, angry at the whole world, at men, and a lot of the time I don't even know why half y'all women are mad at these men for. Because y'all don't even take it out on the men that y'all need to take it out on. Y'all take it out on the next ones. Same shit go with the friendships. Instead of taking it out on the person that you gotta take it out and saying what you gotta say to that person and being real, you take it out on the wrong person that has done nothing to you. And that's a problem that we have. We are too busy pointing the fingers at each other and blaming each other. And guess who's doing it? The kids. But y'all saying they not. Man, like we need to get our priorities on check. Like we doing too much as women. Like we need to, if we're saying we're gonna do this, do it. Like let's start being leaders like we should. Let's start coming together like we should. Because at the end of the day, all this shit that y'all saying and y'all not acting on, because listen, words fly with the wind. Actions speak louder than words. And that's what us women need to start doing. Giving action. Too much blah 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 blah. No, man, we need to give some action. We needed to actually stand up. I'm not trying to offend any women out here, but at the end of the day, a lot of us women are acting ratchet out here for no good reason. Bringing our good men down for no good reason instead of letting them be who they're supposed to be, letting them lead, letting them be fathers, letting them do what they have to do. So we say we don't need them, but when it comes to our kids and certain aspects of our lives, these men are needed. And I know that a lot of y'all women don't want to hear that because of the way a lot of us women were raised, especially here in America. I'm for all that women independence. Like, listen, man, fight, work, do what we gotta do. Yes, but at the end of the day, that don't mean push the man and take away their manhood, take away what they're here for. That's why I lie. And I'm not saying shout out to all them single moms out here that are doing what they gotta do and have to do. Shout out to them single moms, that are out here and not blaming the men for the problems that they are going through and are happening in their lives. For the ones that walked away when they have to walk away and they're not there. That's why I say that nowadays, y'all sitting here and having Krishan Rock as a role model. I don't feel bad for Krishan Rock. And I don't care if anybody else comes at me for saying what I am saying. Krishan Rock, what she's going through, she looked for it. Because me as a woman, and I know a lot of other women feel the same way. Maybe I'm wrong, but let me know if I am. Y'all want to sit here and keep taking the disrespect from a man? No, man, we need to learn how to respect ourselves, carry ourselves as women out here. So shout out to all the women out here that know how to carry themselves. And this is not for everybody, but if the shoe fits, wear that bitch. It's too many of us women bringing ourselves down, downgrading ourselves. Like, when is it that we're going to stop bringing ourselves down, bringing each other down, coming at each other, fighting each other? When is it that we're going to unite? Our kids need us. You don't think your child needs you, but because it's not your child, you don't think he needs or she needs you? What I'm trying to say by that is there's a lot of these kids out here, right, that walk right beside your child. And what they go through, your child goes through. What your child goes through, they go through. And at the end of the day, when they're in these groups, when they're out there hanging out and having fun and playing around, one does something, they all get the blame for it. One of them disrespect another, or an elderly disrespects back. The elderly person nowadays don't take the time to sit here and see which one did it and chastise them and go to the parent or complain or do this. No, they want to get disrespectful back. Now we got not just one kid being disrespectful, we got two. Because the adult don't know how to fucking act like a fucking grown ass person. They want to act like they 5 years old. There's so much of that going on. And when we figure out and we realize that we are the problem, and maybe we can change some stuff. Maybe. But guys, this is all the time that I got right now. With all that being said, I'm gonna leave y'all with my favorite song. Those of y'all that know me know that I love Tink. And I'm about to play her song real quick. So shout out to everybody that has given me support, that is supporting Little Shorty, rocking out with a Shorty, that shares the videos, likes the videos, even those that dislike the videos. Shout out to those. Hold on 1 second. I was not looking for that. Oh yeah. So I stood here for a minute today. I had some time. I just wanted to get that out there, react to those videos, talk to y'all a little bit. And like I said, listen, y'all, I'm gonna start doing some TikTok. I'm gonna start doing some lives on TikTok. I got the virtual store over there. For those of y'all that don't know, the profits from this virtual store is gonna help a shorty out, because what I'm gonna do is all profits to come to me, I'm gonna put it together. I'm gonna put it to the side and try to find a community center for our youth. Get equipment, grants, and much more once I got the building, and work on from there. Hopefully, we can get a community center open with all the ideas that I've got, and we can actually do this. And like I told a lot of y'all, when it comes to this community center, it won't just benefit the children, it won't benefit the teens and kids, it will also benefit the parents, because a lot of these parents will also have a consistent job. So what happens when you study college, boy?